University and Community Federal Credit Union, by CBD Plus, Wendell Stevens Shelter Insurance, Real Estate Professionals, Cimarron Casino, the Wilson Auto Family, by Tiger Drug, Central Electric Cooperative, B&L Heating and Air, and Johnson's of Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram.
On the Cowboys Sports Network, this is Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer, brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Charlie's Discount Drug. Discount is our middle name. Located at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater. Chris's University Spirit, your one-stop cowboy shop. And now, Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer.
The Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer team will celebrate Senior Day today in the next to last game of the regular season at home as they take on the Iowa State Cyclones this afternoon here in Stillwater on what's going to be an absolutely gorgeous afternoon for Cowgirl Soccer at Neal Patterson Stadium. Welcome into our pregame show. I'm Bill Van Ness. The Cowgirls take on the Iowa State Cyclones. Oklahoma State, a tie and losers of 4 in a row after that. 2-4-1 in the league, or 10-5-1 overall. Iowa State 0-6-1, or 2-13-2 on the regular season. The Cowgirls tried for an upset against West Virginia on Friday night. They fell just short as the Mountaineers escaped Neal Patterson Stadium with a 2-1 win. The loss was the 4th in a row for Oklahoma State, 10-5-1, 2-4-1 in the league. West Virginia goes to 6-1 in the league and 10-3-3 overall. They owned a sizable advantage on shots in the match. The Mountaineers' final attempt proved to be the difference. Hannah Abraham headed across from Nadia Gill to the near post at 86-33 to lift the visitors to the win. West Virginia outshot Oklahoma State 33-3 in the match, and each team had a penalty kick out of those totals for a goal in the first half, which we'll tell you about in just a moment. Once again, playing without its two top scorers, Haley Woodard and Marlo Zoller, a duo that combined for 12 goals on the season. OSU limited to just those 3 shots. The Mountaineers got on the board in the first 20 minutes as Bianca St. George's stepped up and delivered a penalty kick opportunity into the net to make it 1-0. And that lead held till the 41-30. Kim Rodriguez delivered a short corner to J.C. Jones in the box, and a WVU defender barreled over Jones, and OSU was awarded the penalty kick. Rodriguez stepped up to take the chance, and for the 3rd time this season buried the attempt to tie things at 1-1. The Cowgirls' defense rose to the occasion all night. Goalies Danny Greenlee and Hannah Warner each posting 3 saves, and defender Elise Hahn, who we'll hear from in just a little bit, made a highlight reel play in the 50th minute when she chased down a shot by St. George's and headed the ball off the line to keep the score tied. Oklahoma State coach Colin Carmichael after the game.
I was really proud of them. I'm never happy with the loss, obviously, but I was really proud of the kids. You know, as depleted as we are in certain areas, our kids get everything they could. West Virginia's a great team. We knew that coming in, and even with our full group, it was going to be a real challenge to get something against these guys. So to hang in there, you know, have a chance to win late, I was really proud of the effort our kids put in. You're always disappointed to lose, but we can't complain. I mean, West Virginia just kept coming and coming, and eventually we broke. But like I said, really proud of my team's effort. They really dug in, and you know, some kids that hadn't played a whole lot this year got minutes and did a good job for us. So I was really, not happy is the wrong word, but proud.
It came down to West Virginia having the ball a lot more in the Cowgirls' defensive end, while Oklahoma State had only 3 or 4 good looks at goal all night. Coach Carmichael.
We had a game plan to try to make them shoot a lot from distance. So, you know, how many of those shots were from 30, 40 yards? And that was our plan. We knew that they were going to have a lot of the ball, and we had to hit them on the break. So we kind of expected that to some degree. We would like to have caused them a little more trouble at the other end. But Sunday's a completely different game. You know, you'll see a different look from us, and certainly a different approach.
Some other numbers from Friday night. West Virginia had 7 corner kicks. The Cowgirls had just 1 in the first half, and those shots were 14 and 19 by period for West Virginia for a total of 33. Oklahoma State 2 and 1 for 3. The Cowgirls have never been outshot by 30 in a match in school history. But again, many of those shots came from well outside the 18-yard square. Saves by period were 0-1 for 1 for West Virginia, and Oklahoma State 3-4 for 7, as the goalies Danny Greenlee and Hannah Warner each made the 3 saves, and then there was the 1 team save by Hahn, who talked about the effort not only of her team, but in particular 2 members of the defense who played with her. Allie Jackson, who played quite well, as did the newcomer, Grace Neville from England.
But Allie obviously plays in my position, and she did amazing. She had one play, I was kind of nervous about it because that was her 1v1, but she did amazing. She shielded it out, pushed the girl around like it was no problem, and I could not be more proud of her. And as of Grace Neville, she does such a great job. She's always talk to me, communicate. She's a player that wants to be better. She's a player that wants to be coachable, and I think that will get her a long way as well. So I'm proud of both of them, and I'm very proud that I got to play in the back with them.
Besides the penalty kick goal by Rodriguez, Taylor Olson and Rachel Van Fossen had the only other shots for the Cowgirls, and Van Fossen's was on goal in the second half. Coming up, a look ahead at today's opponent, Iowa State, and more on Senior Day with Coach Colin Carmichael. That's next as Cowgirl Soccer pregame continues. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
What happened to paying one price and getting everything included? You buy an airline ticket and pay extra to bring a change of clothes, book a hotel room, and you're shelling out for Wi-Fi and overpriced bottled water. Really? Imagine my delight when I found out roadside assistance is now included with my shelter insurance auto policy. So if I get a flat tire and need a jump, I just call and they take care of me. There's no additional cost, but some restrictions apply.
Ask Shelter Insurance Agent Wendell Stevens about a free insurance review at 1313 North Perkins Road.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Aranda. Right now, Stillwater home inventories are very low. We have home buyers looking to relocate into Stillwater, and they don't have much to choose from. We at Real Estate Professionals listen and will earn your trust and confidence to get the most value, and timing is to your advantage. If you have thought about selling your house, please call me at 405-714-1214 or visit stw-realestatepros.com. Real Estate Professionals are bringing buyers and sellers together professionally every day. Is today your day? Go Pokes.
Calvin Anthony of Tiger Drug fame admits he hasn't always had everything figured out, and at times growing up was confused about certain events, like the time he brought a bag of gizzards to a swap meet. He's got it all figured out now at Tiger Drug 9th and Walnut. At Tiger Drug, they're just regular folks, but they do pride themselves on being a little more sophisticated than your average pharmacy. They just enjoy the finer things like Vienna sausage and hillbilly hand fishing, but they're not snobs at Tiger Drug 9th and Walnut in Stillwater.
Central Electric Cooperative would like to thank our members who have shown that hard work pays off by providing feedback in the recent ACSI survey. Your opinion has landed Central at the top of the utility industry average scores, and we thank you for that. Visit the Central website at www.mycentral.coop and learn the many ways Central is becoming the next generation utility. Also, be sure to follow Central on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for My Central Co-op. Central Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Welcome back to Cowgirl Soccer pregame. It is Senior Day, and we'll talk about that with Coach Carmichael in just a few moments. Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Despite their record, Iowa State 0-6-1 in the league and 2-13-2 overall is not a bad soccer team. In fact, they held an up-and-coming Oklahoma team to a 2-1 victory over Iowa State on Friday night at John Crane Field in Norman on senior night for the Sooners. Marissa McMahon and Emily Parker each notched a goal for the Sooners, who secured a spot in the upcoming Big 12 tournament for Coach Matt Potter. After trailing after an Iowa State goal in the 14th minute, 1-0, it was McMahon who found the back of the net in the 22nd minute to notch things up. Sophomore Emma Ledbetter was fouled just inside the penalty box, setting up a PK, and McMahon converted the attempt. It was 1-1 at halftime. And then in the 53rd minute, Parker sent a game-winning goal for her third score of the season off a corner kick. Sophomore Erica Yost sent a cross to the top of the 18. Parker was there at the goal line and popped it through. Oklahoma led Iowa State in shots 14-10. Redshirt junior Kaylee Dow led all players with 4 shots on the night, while McMahon was second with 3. The numbers for Iowa State, by the way, showed them outshot, as I mentioned, 14-10, 7-3 by period, 9-5 for the Sooners. Corner kicks, Iowa State had 4, 2 in each half, to the Sooners 3, 1 and 2, respectively. Back to the shots, 14 with 7 on goal for OU, 10 with 4 on goal for Iowa State. The Iowa State shots on goal were by Emily Stell, Brooke Tasker, Clacy Medelberg, Cassie Ginther, who got the goal from a Courtney Powell assist in the 14th minute. Overall shots were by Powell with 2, Ginther with 1, Medelberg with 1, Tasker with 2, Stell had 3, and Casey Opfer had the other shot, and it was not a shot on goal. So 10-4, again for Iowa State, 14-7 for Oklahoma. The Cowgirls are 11-9-2 all-time against the Cyclones. The last 4 meetings last year in Ames went to overtime. Oklahoma State won 2-1. Here in Stillwater 2 years ago, Iowa State beat the Cowgirls 1-0. In 2015 in Ames, Oklahoma State beat Iowa State 1-0. And here in Stillwater back in 2014, it was Oklahoma State winning last at home by the score of 1-0. It is senior day today at Oklahoma State. They'll be honored after the match. Colin Carmichael talks about his seniors.
You know, senior day is always a little bit sad, but it's always special. You know, you get to honor these kids that have come into the program and competed for 4 years. And, you know, Megan Royal is one of our goalkeepers. Megan hasn't got to play as much, but she's been a great kid, great teammate, very positive kid behind the scenes. Rachel Van Fossen transferred over from Arkansas and has played really well for us at times. She's a very athletic, very physical defender. And when she's not playing as many minutes, she's also one of the first ones on the bench that's cheering on her teammates. Marlo Zoller has had a terrific senior season for sure. Marlo's had a very good career here, but her senior year has been fantastic. She's our joint leading scorer. And unfortunately, she's injured right now, but we're hoping to get her back here in the next week or two. But you know, I'm really proud of Marlo for the way that she's developed over 4 years and certainly going out with a bang her senior year. Haley Woodard, very similar with Marlo. You know, first 2 years did well and played quite a bit. One of the best athletes we've ever had the privilege to coach at Oklahoma State. Junior year was a breakout year for Haley. You know, offensive player of the year in the Big 12 and an All-American, says it all. And her senior year, she's been fantastic. You know, 6 goals as well, joint leading scorer, and really been the focal point of our offense. Unfortunately, he's injured right now, and hopefully she'll be able to play on senior day, but we're not sure yet. But all 4 of those kids have been very important to this program and have helped us achieve a lot of success.
And again, they'll honor those seniors after the game today. Looking around the Big 12 with the games on Friday night, Kansas State lost to Baylor 1-0. It was TCU 2, Texas Tech 0. We told you about Sooners 2-1 over Iowa State, and Texas beat Kansas 2-0 in Austin. The games today, our game here in Stillwater, also at 1 o'clock, Kansas State at Texas, West Virginia at OU at 1 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock, it's Baylor hosting Kansas. The Big 12 standings look like this. Baylor and West Virginia remain tied at 6-1. Baylor owns the tiebreaker for first place, having beaten them 2 weeks ago. Texas now 4-2-1, Kansas 4-3, Texas Tech 4-3-1, along with TCU. Oklahoma is back to 500 in the league and overall 3-3-1, 7-7-2. Oklahoma State 2-4-1. Iowa State is 0-6-1. K-State is 0-7. Here's the scenario for the Big 12 tournament. The Cowgirls are not in yet, just yet. Today's game goes a long way toward determining that. If Oklahoma State wins today, they're in the Big 12 tournament at worst at number 8. If the Cowgirls lose today, then Iowa State would just be a game back of Oklahoma State with 1 game to play. And if the Cyclones were to knock off Kansas State and TCU beat Oklahoma State, the Cowgirls would not own the tiebreaker with Iowa State for 8th place and would miss the Big 12 tournament after a 10-win start on the season. By the way, the game's coming up on Thursday. Kansas at West Virginia, K-State at Iowa State, TCU at OSU, Oklahoma at Baylor, Texas at Texas Tech. All of those are evening games on Thursday. The Big 12 tournament will be up and running this time next Sunday at Swope Soccer Village in Kansas City. Coming up, the starting lineups and today's play-by-play of Oklahoma State and Iowa State on Senior Day in Stillwater. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Hey parents, have you signed your child up for the McDonald's Pistol Pete Partners Kids Club? Pistol Pete's Partners is the official OSU Athletics Kids Club designed to get kids excited about OSU and become fans at a young age so they can be fans for life. For just $20, members receive discounted football and men's basketball ticket offers. Get in free to OSU soccer, women's basketball, tennis, wrestling, baseball, softball, and have access to exclusive parties with the athletes and much more. Visit okstate.com/kids club to sign your kid up today. Also sponsored by Academy Sports and Outdoors and Mercy Health.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name. Oh, yeah.
At Charlie's Discount Drug, our pharmacists answer your phone calls directly, and we believe in personalized, face-to-face service from people that you know. We value our customers at Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
How long has it been since you've gone to paradise? When was the last time you had a delicious steak like one at 7 Clans Land and Cattle? When was the last time you saw a great show? Come see us at 7 Clans Paradise.
Play in the scary spin-to-win slot tournaments on Sundays in October.
you could win up to $2,000 in cash. Seven Clans Paradise Casino. It's been too long.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall treats acne, psoriasis, and all skin disorders, and also offers cosmetic and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
Your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater. Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Welcome to Neal Patterson Stadium, Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer. Let's go downstairs before today's game with Iowa State. Here's the national anthem. And welcome back to Neal Patterson Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma State Cowgirl Soccer. As we get ready for the starting lineups, let's go down to our public address announcement. We'll pick those up on the field.
First for Iowa State. Midfielder number 4, Emily Stile. Defender number 9, Shaylin Sullivan. Midfielder number 12, Casey Hopper. Defender number 13, Marin Daniel. Defender number 15, McKenna Schultz. Midfielder number 16, Brooke Tasker. Forward number 18, Lacey Metalberg. Forward number 20, Cassie Gibson. Midfielder number 22, Courtney Powell. Defender number 23, Jordan Enga. In goal, number 0, Deja Swissenberg. Iowa State is coached by Tony Minata. He's assisted by Megan Kern and Jason Wicker.
All right, the lineup for Iowa State. Now the lineup for the Cowgirls.
Big 12 regular season supremacy is on the line tonight in Stillwater, Oklahoma State in the orange. Number 2 in the nation, undefeated. Here's a free kick that could win to the Big 12 championship.
Showing the video right now. They're showing on the video board here at Neal Patterson Stadium.
What a beautiful hit there.
Cowgirls really need a win today. And here are the lineups now for Oklahoma State.
The country, she's a dynamite player.
Katie French, Oklahoma State goalkeeper.
Number 19, Columbia Mercado. Patrolling. Shot goal! Cowgirls win Big 12 champions. Oklahoma State.
The Cowgirls were defending Big 12 champions in the regular season this season. And we'll go downstairs now and pick up the starting lineup.
Now, Cowgirl fans, get on your feet. It's time to meet your Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Defender, a junior from Rowlett, Texas, number 3, Kirsten Siragusa. Forward, a freshman from Houston, Texas, number 6, Grace Yoakum. Defender, a freshman from Allen, Texas, number 7, Ali Jackson. Midfielder, a junior from Frisco, Texas, number 8, Julia Lindhart. Forward, a junior from Mustang, Oklahoma, number 9, J.C. Jones. Defender, a junior from Melissa, Texas, number 10, Elise Hahn. Forward, a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, number 11, Taylor Olson. Midfielder, a freshman from London, England, number 20, Grace Neville. Midfielder, a junior from Plano, Texas, number 24, Claire Ganser. Midfielder, a sophomore from Porter, Texas, number 26, Kim Rodriguez. And in goal, a sophomore from Rockwall, Texas, number 4, Danny Greenlee. The Cowgirls are coached by Colin Carmichael. He is assisted by Justin Oakington, Karen Hancock, and Michael O'Hare. Today's referees are Chris Greer, Ken Mizuno, Tony Obutz, and Ray Ramirez.
All right, there you have it. And that is the lineup today for the Cowgirls and for Iowa State. And again, we appreciate being able to tap into that. Again, the lineup for Iowa State, they have Switzenberg in goal, Stile, Sullivan, Opfer, Daniel, Schultz, Tasker, Mettlenberg, also Ginther, Howe, and Inga for head coach Tony Minata. And again, 6 sophomore starters, 1 redshirt senior, 2 straight-up seniors, 1 redshirt junior, and 1 redshirt sophomore for this team. They're in the red Iowa State-looking uniforms today with the gold numbers and the gold trim. And the Cowgirls are in their home whites today with the orange numbers and black trim. Again, you heard the officials, Chris Greer, the referee, Ken Mizuno, and Tony Obus are the sideline judges. Ray Ramirez runs the table. The weather today, beautiful. It is sunny. It is 66 degrees. A little bit of a south-southeast wind, but not very much here. It's almost calm here at Neal Patterson Stadium. Had a crowd here of almost 900 on Friday night. We have a chance to match that maybe today. I think we have a few more folks to start the game today than we had on Friday night. More folks filtering in as the game moves on. And as I said in the pregame show, it's quite simple. If Iowa State wins today, they're still in the running for the Big 12 tournament. The Cowgirls are not out. They would have to have Iowa State lose to Kansas State, or the Cowgirls would have to win against TCU on Friday to make the Big 12 tournament a week from today in Kansas City. If TCU were to beat Oklahoma State and Iowa State were to beat K-State and Iowa State win today, then the Cowgirls would be on the outside looking in for the Big 12 tournament next week in Kansas City. So a win today would go a long way toward breaking a 4-game losing streak. It will also get that taste out of your mouth as far as postseason play is concerned. You wouldn't have to worry about anything. You would be in with a win today. And, again, Iowa State could not catch you. But if you do not win today, that's a different scenario, and then you have to wait till Thursday to figure out your fate. Iowa State will defend the south goal today as their goalkeeper in purple today. Donva Schwitzenberg, she is out of Medina, Minnesota, out of Robbinsdale Cooper High School, just outside of Minneapolis. And the goalkeeper for the Cowgirls in the yellow today, that is Danny Greenlee out of Rockwall, Texas. She'll defend the north goal. The Cowgirls on offense will go from left to right. And Iowa State, when they have the ball, will go from left to right, rather, the Cowgirls, and then right to left for Iowa State. As the Cowgirls will kick off, we're about set to begin this match this afternoon between Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Again, a lot on the line here. This is one of about 4 games today in the league, and we'll give you updates on all of them as we go on. Cowgirls have the opening kickoff and send it forward. It's intercepted at midfield by Inga and sent back the other way. Cowgirls take it back down. Neville into the 4 round right in front of us here in the forward end. We'll take it now. We'll send it ahead again off the touch by Olson into the corner over here. And this is Grace Yoakum with the ball. Yoakum with a cross in front, setting up Olson. Can't get the touch. Now the Cowgirls do, but Iowa State clears it out of their own end for a moment. Now the ball bounces back to Yoakum. Comes in, tries to shoot. The ball is blocked on a sliding tackle by Tasker. And the ball cleared out by Iowa State back to midfield. A header there by the Cowgirls, but Iowa State sends it forward, but only 1-on-4 for them. And Saragusa runs it down very quickly. 45-minute running clock, of course, unless there's a score or a official's timeout or a card. And play continues now as the Cowgirls send it forward. Neville over to Rodriguez as they play their midfielders up. It's more of a 5-man look in the back, and then 3 in the middle and 2 up front, plus the keeper behind all that for Oklahoma State. Over here on the near side, that is Neville in the forward end to our right. Neville, between the legs of a defender, kicks the ball, now gets it back, looks for a cross to the 18. They miss a header. As Rodriguez had come up, the ball was over her head inside the 18 box, and Iowa State clears and brings it back the other way. Cowgirls on defense now as Iowa State turns and sends it into the forward end. Ginther brings it down the center of the ground. Cassie Ginther into the forward end, looks for some help on the wing near side to Tasker. Tasker will have it there. Now send her back to Ginther. She's open, gets around a man, gets around another. Can she shoot? No. As it's Hahn takes her off the ball, and then a shot there by Middleburg off the deflection off the play by the defender. Hahn forces a deflection by Oklahoma State across the back line, and this will be a corner kick coming up for Iowa State. This will be to the left of the keeper and taken by Emily Stile. Stile's a senior. We've seen her before out of San Juan Capistrano, California. Give you the numbers on the goalies here in just a moment. Here's her kick to the right of Greenlee. The ball into the square. She just reaches up and grabs the ball and pulls it back. Cowgirls on the year as far as their goalkeeper, Danny Greenlee, started today. 16 games, 10 goals allowed, a 1.06 average, 38 saves. And for the other keeper, Switzenberg, he has played every minute this year for Iowa State. 17 games, 30 goals allowed, a 1.68 goals against average on the year at 93 saves. Again, she's played every minute of the year. Greenlee has played probably two-thirds of the minutes for Oklahoma State on the season. All to the sideline. Here's a throw-in for Oklahoma State. They played 3 minutes. There is no score. The Cowgirls had an opportunity, as have Iowa State so far in this first period. Cross here from the deep corner. There's a shot, and it's right on, as it was a cross by Yoakum that set up the play in the box for Rodriguez, and a reaching grab inside the near post for the goalkeeper, Switzenberg. This will set up a goal kick again for Iowa State. Low line drive kick comes to the near sideline. A header by Hahn keeps it in the Cowgirl offensive end. Ragusa now has to play it back from an Iowa State touch, and now the Cowgirls go back on offense. Ball runs to the near sideline. Cowgirls able to keep it in, and there's a push in the back and a foul. It's going to be called on Shea Sullivan. So free kicking for the Iowa State bench down here below us, with 41-18 left to go in the first half. Here's Rodriguez, centers the ball into the top of the 18, headed out by Iowa State, a sweeping clearance, but Rodriguez runs it down over on the far wing, and it's taken back by the Cowgirl. This is Lenhart over the far wing for Ganser. The ball kicked up the ground. It'll go out of bounds, and the Cowgirls about the 40-yard line. Over 4 minutes gone here in the first half. So far, Cowgirls showing a lot more aggression. They've touched the ball about as much in this first 4 minutes as they have nearly the entire game the other night against West Virginia, that just kept turning and pushing the ball the other way. Dancer in front for Yoakum goes off her leg and cleared out by Iowa State, but the Cowgirls pull numbers up. Now Cyclones take it, but now it's taken right back by Oklahoma State, and J.C. Jones falls down after a foul from behind by Casey Opfer. Now on Iowa State will give the Cowgirls the ball almost straight on to the keeper at about the 35-yard line, maybe a little farther in than that, maybe about the 25-yard line. A little bit of an angle to the left. Just for an NFL field to be on the near hash tight on that near sideline. Here's Rodriguez to strike the ball. Three-man wall at the 18 for Iowa State. And Rodriguez, the Porter, Texas sophomore, looks to approach the ball. He kicks it and through the group, and it'll run to the back line. Iowa State will kick it out of bounds. That will go out, and that'll be a corner kick for Oklahoma State. That went out before the flag, and so it is a corner for Oklahoma State, and Rodriguez will take that, the first corner of the match. Iowa State corners, they've allowed 124 while having just 74. The Cowgirls 72 versus 84 allowed. Rodriguez kicked to the left of the keeper, high and toward the square. It's headed out by Iowa State to this edge of the 18. Rodriguez over here able to run it down. Plays it back in front to Olsen. Now back to Rodriguez on the near wing. She'll look to center it. It comes in the square. It heads out, but it's taken by Lenhart, who sets up Rodriguez. Near side, she can get around one man. Goes to the near side, and now across into the sixth square, and a header just missed as it was not touched by Oklahoma State. Coming in from the far side was Grace Yoakum, and looking to head the ball, but it went over her head, and a goal kick here for Iowa State. So there's the best look of the match so far here, coming in the 8th minute, as the ball was sent the other way. 30 left to go here in the first half. Iowa State looks to run it down as the Cowgirls play it back the other way from the halfway line. They just kick it out of bounds, and the Cowgirls will throw it in here. Where Ganser on the far sideline gives it to Rodriguez. We'll play it on the far wing. Rodriguez, a touch by Iowa State, and that ball goes out into the throw-in for the Cowgirls, and their offensive end. Again, they go from our left to right here in the first half. Ball played to the far side. This is Olsen trying to get around her man, working toward the back line. Looks for the cross in front, a chance, a collision. Ball's played to the square. It's kicked away from the goalkeeper by her own man for Iowa State, who clears it back outside the 18. Now the ball is punched back into the 6-yard square from way out on a far wing kick by Ganser, and it's taken by the keeper on the fly in the box. And so it will be a free kick here for Iowa State. Left-footed boot by their kicker, Switzenberg, as she kicks it all the way down into the forward end. Get her up in the air there, contact but no foul. Cowgirls trying to now, a late call by the official on a hand check. That was away from the ball. How about that? The Cowgirls get the free kick after all, and they're trying to catch Iowa State on the run, trying to get set up. Yoakum, the deep ball, she makes a collision, and a foul on Iowa State outside the box. This is Jordan Enga on the collision on the near wing here, so this ball probably 10 yards off the sideline for a free kick coming up here for Oklahoma State. This is J.C. Jones. And let's see now if they're going to take it to Rodriguez. They will. Jones walks away and goes back up toward the 18-yard square, and Rodriguez this time tighter toward the sideline. Two-man wall for Iowa State just on the edge of the 18 on the near sideline. Let's see if the Cowgirls can bend one in here, perhaps, for Rodriguez. He approaches the ball, strikes it, kicks it toward, now missed everything. It went over the back line to the far side of the post, and so it'll be a goal kick here for Iowa State with 36:30 left to go here in the first half. Chris Gear, again, our referee today. They're raffling off, by the way, the pink jerseys here today that the Cowgirls wore on Friday to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. It's also Signature Sunday. After the game, the midfielders will sign after senior night activities here, autographs. Of course, senior day takes place after the game here today. Cowgirls again on the attack, and Iowa State kicks it out of bounds, and now they're going to kick it out again after a throw-in. So another throw-in for the Cowgirls, I believe, or is it going to be off of Oklahoma State? It's going to be Iowa State's ball. And they head it back to their own sideline here. They're going to say it's touched by Oklahoma State, and the official concurs. And so it'll be an Iowa State throw-in down here below us here, wearing the Cardinal red uniforms with the gold numbers here today. Usual Iowa State colors. Cowgirls trying to get it out of their own defensive zone here. This is Lenhart up to the far sideline, gives it to Ganser, now to Rodriguez. 1v2, and now she bounds. Player coming down the far sideline over there, but they can't get it to Olsen. It's kicked away by Iowa State near the 18-yard line. And Claire Ganser will throw it in for Oklahoma State with 35-14 left in the first half. Cowgirls have been definitely the aggressor here in the first half as Iowa State clears it all the way back past the halfway line. And the Cowgirls' Allie Jackson just kicks it back to the keeper. And Jenny Greenlee getting the starting goal today for Oklahoma State. Likely to see Hannah Warner in the second half. 10 minutes gone. We have no score. Cowgirls needing a win today to clinch a spot in the Big 12 tournament next week in Kansas City. Likely will be the 8th seed. Deep ball to Iowa State. That's going to run over the back line, and it will be a goal kick here for Oklahoma State. Both teams in the first minute and a half or so here had, maybe 2 minutes, had offensive looks that were real good. Oklahoma State has had about 4 of them since then, but have yet to put the ball in the back of the net. Now Greenlee will look to kick it away here with 34-15 left to go before halftime. Iowa State's tie in the conference was a 2-2 tie at TCU. The other 6 matches they have lost. They haven't exactly been blown out of games either. Here's a deep ball by Oklahoma State, but it'll run to the keeper. He'll just roll it to the defensive back wing of the far side over there. McKenna Schultz, a sophomore out of Tinnemath, Colorado. And she'll bring it on the drive forward. Lost 2-1 at OU, 2-0 to West Virginia at home. Overtime loss against Baylor at home, 2-1. Ball out of bounds, another throw in for Iowa State. They lost to Kansas, 1-0 at KU. Texas Tech beat them at Tech 3-0. And we had the tie against TCU. They still have to play Kansas State on Thursday after today. So it's not as if they've been just blown out of games. Their problem has been the same this year as the Cowgirls. They've lost some players on offense and having to regroup. Jones brings it in on the right side, offensive end here for the Cowgirls, played back by Hahn, who comes up from the D side. Now to Lenhart, midfield, plays it there to Rodriguez. Back to Julia on the near wing, 32:50 to go before halftime. Cowgirls look to center it, Yoakum. They'll send it over to the wing, and that is Olsen who will play it up. Now to Ganser over on the far corner. Ganser just kind of throwing shoulders there with the defensive man toward the back line. The ball trickles across. They both fall down, and it's a goal kick for Iowa State. You got tangled up down there with the defender. Appeared to be Courtney Powell, the sophomore out of LaPorte City, Iowa. And again, both battling for the ball, and the official looking right at it. Both players go down after the ball goes out, so there's no foul. Back the other way it comes. Lenhart off of a header off the goal kick. Iowa State looking to turn it. Right now going in the wrong direction as they play right to left. Now they have it going forward. Cowgirls break it up, and there's a collision and a foul here, and we're going to see if they're going to call that. Well, they say nothing. Wow. Yoakum took a shoulder block there. It appeared by Middleburg, and nothing called. The official saying play on as Iowa State sweeps it to the far side wing and now plays it back on offense to the middle. Cowgirls look to take it away. They have numbers. Iowa State will send it down the ground. This is Schultz to the back line corner, left to the keeper. Looks for the cross in front. A diving play to grab that cross, and Danny Greenlee is hurt. The keeper is down for Oklahoma State, and she is not moving. The trainer's going to come out and make sure she's okay, but Danny has not moved since the collision about 15, 20 seconds ago. She got sideways, making the save with her hand sticking out toward the front of the 6-yard square. And we'll see if she got hit in the head or took a blow to the stomach. But the teams have come to the sideline here, and so we have an official's timeout for play being stopped with 31:29 to go before halftime. And already the Cowgirls are warming up. Hannah Warner over here on the near sideline. She'll take a few throws from assistant coach, associate head coach Justin Elkington, who's the goalkeepers coach also for the Cowgirls. And she puts the gloves on over here. Can't practice on the field, obviously, with an injury. But here on the sideline in the box where the players stay, over here in front of their bench area, he can sure take some short kicks to her, and that's exactly what she will do. So the other Cowgirl goalkeeper is getting ready to come in the game, Hannah Warner here. Warner, a little bit about her, the redshirt freshman out of Owasso, has played quite well this year. 14 games, 4 goals allowed, 0.58 goals against average, and 30 saves on the season. Excuse me, they are still tending to Danny Greenlee down there in the box, a 6-yard square in front of the goal mouth for Oklahoma State. Boy, this would be a real big blow for this team if they cannot have her for a while here down the stretch. Justin continuing to practice some tosses that she makes diving saves on outside of the area where the field of play is for Hannah Warner. Just get her warmed up here. Of course, both keepers, all the keepers that you have. The Cowgirls' other keeper is a sophomore whose name is Briley Brasher. We saw her earlier in the year. She's out of Claremore. She's a Lady Zebra from Claremore High School, Coffeyville Community College. She played JUCO ball there before coming to Oklahoma State. They are still tending. They are still tending over there to Danny Greenlee. Training crew is over there for Oklahoma State, and not sure if she's not sitting up now. I have not seen the replay on this yet. Maybe they'll show that again here in a moment, but the replay screen is on the other side of the field here to where we are looking at the north end zone here at Neal Patterson Stadium. The other games in the Big 12 today are Kansas State and Texas in Austin. That game is just underway. West Virginia down at OU against the, and there's a nice hand from the crowd as Danny Greenlee is to her feet. And then Kansas, I should say, at Baylor this afternoon. And they're going to take Greenlee to the locker room and make sure she's okay. So Cowgirls have 3 keepers today, and the number 2 keeper, Hannah Warner, is going to come into the sub table. She will check in for Oklahoma State. Again, the other keeper is Briley Brasher. She's played a couple of games this year, and hopefully they will not need her today, but she will be available now, and she is suited up. She's played in 1 game this year, actually. So into the game is Hannah Warner, and again, with assistance going off to the locker room is Danny Greenlee. And again, if there's any concussion protocol or anything like that with her today, her day will be done. After all that, it'll be a free kick for Oklahoma State. They might have called a foul on the play as well, and if that's the case, then it wasn't a goal kick opportunity because it was a save by Greenlee. And so Warner from the 6-yard line will take the ball and strike it all the way to short of the halfway line, headed down by Iowa State. And here they come on the run. Iowa State with Courtney Powell into the box, sweeper far side, and goes to the back of the post over on the far side of the back of the square there, deflected by the Cowgirls, so it will be a corner kick coming up here for Iowa State as play resumes with 31:06 left in the first half. Emily Stile is the senior midfielder out of California. She'll take the corner to the left of Hannah Warner, the goalkeeper for the Cowgirls at the north end. Her kick is low, headed out by Rodriguez, way outside the the 18-yard square, over to the far sideline. They'll run it down. And Stile, who made the corner, will kick it all the way back into the 18 square. A header there by Opfer. She's taken off her feet, and they're wondering if there's a foul inside the box. She fell down. I think it was actually Metalberg who fell down in the box. They're going to say the ball was kicked out. There is no foul. A throw in for Iowa State, far sideline. They get it in and then get it back in the corner to Powell. Powell to the back line, and that'll go out off of her. For Iowa State, a goal kick coming up here for Oklahoma State. So Cowgirls dodge a little bit of a bullet there by the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State this year has been outscored 30-15 in matches this year. Mentioned earlier, they were 2-13-2 on the season. Their 2 wins have come against South Dakota State, and they beat their cross-state rivals, the University of Iowa. Deep ball by the Cowgirls and trying to play it over there on the far wing, and it's knocked away out of the 18 by the Cyclones to the right of their keeper. And so a far sideline throw in front of the new video board, which is up and operating here at Neal Patterson Stadium. Like Danzer will throw it in over to the wing, and is Joachim over there trying to get it back toward the middle of the ground. They do to Olsen, trying to sweep around a man and clear it. Shot is blocked, and Iowa State will take it out of the square. That ball rolled to Tasker. She'll kick it deep the other way. Cowgirls with a 2-on-3 back there defensively. Now Warner adds a 4th to it. She tries to clear, but to the center of the ground, here comes Stile. Right down the center, has a wingman over on the far side. That is Metalberg, looking to try to go back to the back line and try for the cross, and the Cowgirls will block it out of bounds. This will be a corner kick again for Iowa State. Well, since the injury to Greenlee and the change in keepers, Iowa State may have a different attitude about approaching the offensive play here. And whatever the reason, they've had the ball more in the last 5 minutes. So we will see now if Stiles' corner kick results in anything. Left of the keeper, high into the square. Joachim with a header. Another one by Olsen to send it outside the 18. It's knocked down by Tasker, who sends it the other way over to the corner. And again is Stile working to the back line. Too strong off her own foot. It'll go for a corner for for a goal kick for Oklahoma State. We're going to talk with Brooks McKinney, the 2018 homecoming executive, coming up at halftime. Homecoming, of course, kicks off here in Stillwater today with the dyeing of the fountain and several other events that will be going on throughout the week. Of course, it leads us to the activities of walk around on Friday homecoming and hoops and the football game and the parade on Saturday. And we'll talk about that with Brooks McKinney coming up at halftime. Alumni Association group very busy this week. You can check out their website, orangeconnection.org, to get more information about homecoming. Deep ball by the Cowgirls out of bounds to Iowa State. There's a throw-in. And then a foul by Oklahoma State over on the far sideline. Andrew may have had a hand in there, and so a foul at the midfield stripe over across the way, the halfway line, and here is Iowa State with a free kick as we approach 27 minutes left in the first half. There is no score here, Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Ball kicked along the ground to the far wing. He's going to take this back. This is going to be Schultz. We'll send it back near the corner for Powell. Looks for the cross in front. Down gets around Ganser. Left-footed sweep into the box. A chance, and right on to the keeper on a shot right in the middle there. Appeared to be by Ginter. Or if she shoots that anywhere else, it's probably past the Cowgirl redshirt freshman goalkeeper. But instead, it's kicked right where Anna Warner is standing. Couldn't have asked for Iowa State to have a better opportunity there. And that touch goes off the hands for a moment, but stays between the feet of the keeper. See the replay here, and there's a great play by Warner. Now the ball out of bounds off a kick back up the ground, and Cowgirls see Iowa State throw it in, and now suddenly a foul here, as they're going to call Tasker for a foul. And the Cowgirls are going to have a free kick just to the right of the halfway line here on this near sideline with 26:11 left in the first half. Pretty obvious that on the replay, the Tasker threw an elbow. Our official today, Chris Greer, doing a very good job. Here's the strike by Hahn, all the way into the front of the 18, headed out there by Iowa State. Cowgirls look to run it down. And then it is taken by Lenhart, going up the ground to Yoakum over in the far corner. Iowa State trying to clear it, but Rodriguez is in the way of the defender there for Iowa State, and will turn it and bring it back the other way. Lenhart sets up Olsen now on the wing near side, brings it over here to this near wing, and it's going to be Neville who will touch it. Now Lenhart sends it into the square, but they'll just send it down to the keeper. Nobody home there for the Cowgirls inside the 18. Would have been offsides had they gotten ahead of the play. And a chance for the keeper there, Switzenberg, to make the play. Iowa State playing it forward. Cowgirls near the halfway line, looking to play it back, but here's Iowa State on the touch, and it's Courtney Powell at midfield. A left-footed strike there by Stile to take it back to the near wing, and here is Sullivan up the near side. Jalen Sullivan, sophomore out of New Berlin, Illinois, plays it forward, but the Cowgirls have a man back. That's Neville, who sends it back to the halfway line for Olsen. Olsen with a little give and go there, try with Jones, and the ball to the sideline for Iowa State to throw in with 24:30 left in the first half. No score here in Stillwater, Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Senior day today, one more home game Thursday night against TCU. And then if the Cowgirls can win a game or two over these next two games, they'll be in the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City as likely the 8th seed at 11:30 next Sunday morning against either Baylor or West Virginia. They'll be the number one seed, one team or the other. Right now, they're tied. Baylor beat them 2 weeks ago, and so they own the tiebreaker for the top seed. Again, everybody has two games to play after play on Friday. Down the ground, a little dribble. I say most teams have. Iowa State, or pardon me, Kansas has just one game left after Friday. They didn't play. Yeah, they did. They played on Friday. Who is it doesn't have a game left? Somebody. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, the ball to the back line off of Iowa State, and a goal kick for Oklahoma State. Ball is at the midfield line, and it is a header by the Cowgirls, sending it forward, and Iowa State just clears it back out of their own zone, and the Cowgirls will throw it in to the left of the halfway line as we approach the halfway point of the first half here in Stillwater. Interesting to see what the numbers look like today. The Cowgirls had only 3 shots total, including a penalty kick in the game against West Virginia. Still only lost 2-1. Here's a deep ball headed to the 18, and a header sends it to the keeper by Iowa State. And Enga just knocked it away from any chance that Yoakum had coming in from the right wing. So So the boot, a deep ball, way up in the air. Again, there is a little bit of a wind at the back of the Cyclones here in the first half. 2 headers, and now a knockdown by Leonard, and she's taken off the ball. Official says play on. The Cowgirls send it forward, but too strong for anybody to get to, and Iowa State will play it off of Rodriguez. Deep ball here in the near corner. Halfway through the first half here, no score. Cowgirls and Iowa State. Ball to the sideline again off Oklahoma State's Elise Hahn, who we had a comment or two from on the pregame show today. And the ball belongs to Iowa State on a throw-in. Well, that ball was deflected, and it's going to go off of Hahn. Kind of turned her back, trying to make a header on the play, and it ended up deflecting off of her shoulder. So to the left of the halfway line on the near sideline here, Iowa State with a throw-in by Shea Sullivan. Again off of Hahn, off the throw-in. And it'll be another throw-in here below us to our left for Shaylin Sullivan. It's a young Iowa State team. They have some players with a lot of experience. Trouble is they've been hurt this year. Zaragoza intercepts the ball as it's taken back to Jackson at the 18, and she'll send it the other way for the Cowgirls, playing in white from our left to right. Here in the first half, Cowgirls didn't have numbers at the halfway line where the ball ended up. Schultz brings it back for Iowa State. Now intercepted by the Cowgirls. Style trying to run it down. Spelled like Steele, but it's pronounced Style. S-T-E-I-L, but it's pronounced S-T-Y-L-E. One of the seniors for Iowa State. Ball back to their possession as Sullivan brings it into the forward end, and it's knocked away near sideline. J.C. Jones on the touch. Throw in at the 25 here for Sullivan on the near sideline. In the big story of this game so far, the injury to Danny Greenlee, who was hurt halfway through this halfway of the first half. And in goal now for the Cowgirls is the freshman Hannah Warner. He was sent to the locker room, and again is likely out for the rest of the game. Here's a clearance at the top of the 18. Cowgirls will sweep it back to midfield. And now a ball taken and deflected by Iowa State off the leg of Oklahoma State's J.C. Jones, and the Cowgirls go back and play some defense. There's a cross that's blocked. Jones got a leg on that one off the Iowa State touch by Gibson, and the ball to the sideline. It'll be off Oklahoma State. Subs here for Iowa State. They bring 2 new players into the game. First is Taylor B., a freshman out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Hannah Cade is a junior midfielder out of Lakeville, Minnesota, another Minneapolis-St. Paul person. So Maddie Morris has checked in for the Cowgirls as well. She'll play defense at 5'6" freshman out of Kerrville, Texas, and she'll come in for Claire Ganser, who goes out here with 19:40 left before halftime. On trying to clear it out to the halfway line, does, intercepted by Enga, and now the Cowgirls turn it and bring it back the other way. This is Olsen at the halfway line, brings it up now near side. Devil will send it forward, splits 3 defenders with the ball, but the trouble was it was behind Jones, who was turning looking the other way up the sideline. The ball was behind her, so it's taken by Schultz, who brings it back the other way. Iowa State in red and gold going to our left here in the first half. They bring it down into the forward end. This is Powell over in the corner, and there's a foul here on Oklahoma State. That foul is going to result in a free kick here. It's almost a corner, but it is inbounds, and it's probably at about the 6-yard line. So we'll see where they spot the ball for play. It's to the left of the keeper, Anna Warner, for the Cowgirls, who again came off the bench with the injury to Greenlee a few minutes ago. And the strike by Style will send it into the top of the 6, a header, and that ball ends up going over the top of the crossbar, and it was, I think, deflected by Oklahoma State. It was. Not sure. I think the keeper may have gotten a hand on it after it went across. Either way, it's a corner kick again for Iowa State. Here's the kick again into the square. Keeper's out of the box. Cowgirls clear it back outside the 18. Now a blast from way out, and that ball goes in. Over Warner, left upper top shelf, a blast from about 35 yards out by Shea Sullivan, and Iowa State is on the board with 18:03 left in the half. Cowgirls did a very good job of clearance the first time. The ball ended up going out over the crossbar. Then on the second corner kick, it ended up going back out off of a header by Oklahoma State with the keeper out of the box. But the third try from way out was good, and the goal is by Shaylin Sullivan, and that's her first of the year for Iowa State. Cowgirls will sub a couple of players in here. Looks like Rachel Van Fossen has checked in for the Cowgirls. Senior who's being honored today here after the game, and also in is Cammie Huddleston, who is a sophomore. And a foul now as Huddleston immediately gets clobbered down here to our right. And she has rolled over now, has come back up to her knees and is trying to stand up. But she took a pretty good non-glancing blow there, but she is running back to the group that's going to take this free kick at the top of the 18. This ball is going to be about 25 or 30 yards out here, maybe 30 yards out. Angles to the left. And Kim Rodriguez will take this kick, and the Cowgirls are playing uphill again today here with 18:03 left in the half. I don't think Warner was screened out on the play. That ball just took a bend and up her top left, and it ends up going in the net from 35 out, and Iowa State's on the board. Here is Rodriguez's kick, strong toward the goal square, and a header by the Cowgirls goes to the right of the near post. And again, that was Huddleston who took a tumble on that play, and that was, again, all by herself as she tried the header and has now gathered herself and is running back toward the other end of the ground. A goal kick coming up here for Iowa State. With 17:20 left in the first half, Iowa State with the goal kick. And the header back by the Cyclones. Ball off of the Cowgirls up the sideline, and this will be off of Oklahoma State as a throw-in for the Cyclones. Ball touched along the near sideline off the throw-in, looking for some help over here with the ball. That is Ginther, looking for a cross on the defensive backside. She gets it, and up the far sideline comes Schultz going right to left as they go on the attack again. They have another new player in the game, Iowa State does, Maren Munt, a junior out of Burlington, Wisconsin, and she is a forward. 16:40 left here before halftime. Cowgirls look to dig it out on the near wing as the ball came over here on their check out, trying to get out of the defensive end to our left, trying to go left to right here on offense. We're having trouble getting it out. Iowa State very aggressive defensively here today. Now Hahn will get an open ground, and she'll boot it deep to the other end of the ground. There's a nice header as it's turned by Jones, but there's nobody back for the Cowgirls. That would have been offsides anyway, and Iowa State is able to run down the ball to their keeper. And then they go from our right to left here in the first half, leading 1-0 now. Here with 16 minutes left before halftime, a ball out of bounds, and they're going to say it is off of Oklahoma. No, they're going to say it's off of Iowa State. A late call by the official. Throw in by Neville. Give you some of the numbers here before the score a moment ago. Cowgirls have now been outshot 3-1. Corner kicks are 3-1 Iowa State as well. Cowgirls have made the one save. Fouls are now 6-1 Iowa State. Here in the first half, Greenlee gets pushed in the back from behind. The official 30 yards away sees that one like we do. And the foul here is on Iowa State as Saragusa is fouled. She's up and okay. I believe they called Ginther for that. So this kick will come from Elise Hahn outside the 18 at about the 25-yard line on the near sideline. With 15 minutes left to play here in the first half, we played the first 30. Cowgirls being outshot 3-1, trail 1-0. All to the near sideline. There's a header, and Iowa State with another foul. This is on B, who just checked in a little bit ago. And the official explained to her what she did. Fans a little bit of a mock cheer down there because of some of the contact that's been had. Official had not set the ball for play, I don't think, here. So the Cowgirls are going to get another chance to strike this again. As Chris Greer says, let me make sure everybody else is ready to go when you are, and we'll be good to go here. So Hahn, 20 yards east or to the south, I should say, to our right of the halfway line, will strike the ball all the way into the top of the 6. It's punched out on a two-hand punch by the goalkeeper, and the ball cleared to the halfway line by Iowa State. Saragusa with a couple of headers here, but Iowa State runs it down. But they try to get open ground over here, and B leads Cade too far, and a throw in for Oklahoma State. Cowgirls trying to mount something on offense. They've had a couple of chances here, but again, Iowa State had 3 of them in a row there, and the third one paid off on the long strike from the 35 straight on by Sullivan that gives them their goal. It's a 1-0 lead here with 14 minutes left before halftime. Cowgirls at the halfway line. Lenhart plays it forward. Finds J.C. Jones. Jones over to Rodriguez, and she'll bring it up the ground. Rodriguez kicks it into the 6-yard square. Finds Jochum on the wing. She clears it over to the far side, and it's deflected away from Van Fossen on a sideline throw-in by Iowa State. So it'll be about the 7 or 8 yard line at the Cowgirls offense. Morgan Wessling has checked in, a forward, a sophomore out of Lantana, Texas, with 8:43 left to go before halftime. 1-0 Iowa State. Trying to attack here again. The Cowgirls intercept with Huddleston. And now play it forward the other way. This is Julia Lenhart. Lenhart has played more minutes this year than anybody else. She has stayed healthy this year. Not among the walking wounded this season, as she had been the last couple of years, off and on, but still played through a lot of injuries. Cowgirls again without Marlo Zoller, without a couple of other players. Hannah Webb without Haley Woodard today, again. Of course, missing some players who were with the team earlier in the year who got hurt and are out for the season. And, of course, they lost Charmaine Morgan on defense before the year ever started. There's a collision and a foul here, I believe, on Iowa State. If it is, it's about, and let's see, they're going to say it's back up the ground. There were a couple of fouls. The first collision is the one that counted in the books, and it's just to the right of the halfway line, and Cowgirls with a free kick. Now, Syracuse sends it into the box with, I should say that is Rodriguez from Syracuse. It's cleared out to the near sideline, and the Cowgirls will throw it in front of the Iowa State bench down here below us to our right with 7:20 left in the half. Sub here for the Cowgirls is checking in is Elena Brinjar's daughter, who checks in, the freshman from Iceland, who checks in for the first time today. And she'll replace J.C. Jones, who goes out. Nice crowd here this afternoon at Neal Patterson Stadium. Cowgirls will get the throw in here with Grace Neville on the near sideline. Looking for the equalizer here. The Cowgirls down 1-0, under 7 to play before halftime. Cowgirls off a kick by Iowa State, just kick it up in the stands, and it's going to be an Iowa State throw-in over here on the near side. The ball may have been deflected, I believe. Off the throw-in, a header by Munt. Run down by Brinjar's daughter. She'll send it back to the defender. Hahn will turn and bring it the other way, but it's to Taylor B, who will get it. It's taken away from her by the Cowgirls. Nice play by Huddleston to send it up the near sideline, the offensive end. This is Wessling over here on the near side, trying to dig it out from her defender, is able to get it to Olsen. Taylor, a little touch in front, but falling down on the play and not being able to move the ball forward was Cowgirl, a defender back here. I believe that was our offensive player. That was Rachel Van Fossen. Now back the other way, Iowa State to the 18-yard line. They'll send it into the square, and a little two-hopper taken there by the keeper. That was struck by Marin Mutt out of Burlington, Wisconsin. Under 6 to play now before halftime. It's a 1-0 game. Cowgirls need a win today to clinch a spot in the Big 12 tournament. If they lose, then they have to have Iowa State lose, or they have to beat TCU to get in when they play on Thursday, should Iowa State win today. Here's a nice pass down in front. Hahn sets up Brinjar's daughter, but she was outnumbered 3-on-1. Iowa State clears it. 2 headers here now. The Cowgirls able to keep it at the halfway line and bring it forward. This is Van Fossen. The Wessling up the near side, but off her leg, and it belongs to B. And back comes Iowa State. Taken off the ball there by Neville. Now back to the halfway line where it'll be Van Fossen who sends it up for Rodriguez going left to right. And an intercepted ball there is swept back into the defensive Cowgirl left side, all the way back to the 18 by Iowa State. And their keeper there will just pick it up for Oklahoma State and send it back out to where it came from. And Rodriguez will play it forward with 4:50 left in the half. Huddleston will take it. Nice pass delivery. Splits 2 defenders, but the 2 defenders were guarding people, and they weren't able to run to the ball. And so no chance there for the Cowgirls to make a shot. Keeper just comes up and takes the ball away. Switzenberg will kick it again away back to the halfway line. And Iowa State trying to run it down here with 4:20 left in the half. They'd like to be up 2-0 here at the break. It would be much comfortable on this thing than the Cowgirls would be being down 1 instead of 2. The Cowgirls would be in trouble at that point. Here's a sweeping foul here on Wessling here on the near sideline. She got tangled up with Hannah Cade, and so it belongs to Iowa State. Is under 4 minutes now, sits on the scoreboard left here in the first half. I'll wait for the throw in here, and it's going to come from Schultz. And touch this time. Iowa State saying it's their ball. Official says it's Oklahoma State's ball in front of their bench here with with 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Iowa State takes the ball, runs it forward. This is Munt going from left to right, brings it into the forward end. Across the line is Wagner, who just checked in a few moments ago. A little give-and-go play back to Hayes. Still in the forward end, looks for a cross out top of the 18. That bounces over everybody's head. Now they have to run over and get it. And Rodriguez is the faster of the three players over there. Curtis was there for Iowa State, but featured the ball, and then it's deflected out on a deep kick, and Oklahoma State will have a throw-in to the left of the halfway line with 3 minutes left in the first half. Cowgirls trailing 1-0 here. Trying to get it out of their own zone now defensively. And the big story of this game, the injury to Danny Greenlee in the first half for the Cowgirls. She likely is not going to return today. Anna Warner will play the rest of this game barring another injury. And then the goal, the first of the year for Shea Sullivan. From 35 yards out, straight on to the keeper, coming with 18:03 left in the first half. Give you all the numbers coming up at halftime. As we're down to 2:26 left before the break. Ball struck forward deep by the Cowgirls. Brinjarsdottir trying to run it down. Numbers for Iowa State, they play it back to the halfway, well, short of the halfway line as Lenhart gets it over here on the near sideline. Now back to Elise Hahn. Hahn having an all Big 12 type season for her in defense. Sends it over on the far wing to Rodriguez. She sends it into the top of the 18 square. There's a chance and a shot, a two-hop dribbler by Cammie Huddleston right to the keeper at about the 3-yard line. So that'll take us under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Another strike by Switzenberg to send it away. Intercepted by Rodriguez on the Cowgirls' defensive side. Halfway line touch there by Lenhart, and now Van Fossen will play it forward. A couple of touches there. Huddleston, all the ball behind Julian, but she's able to get it, send it over on the far wing. With 1:25 to go, it's knocked away by Iowa State. Over there on that far corner is Maddie Morris, the freshman out of Kerrville, Texas. And they'll take the throw in at that spot. Coming up on a minute to go here before halftime. Huddleston takes it right of the keeper, edge of the 18. Looks to try to center it. Iowa State players are off the ball, but then Morris is right there to get it. Maddie will deliver it into the square. 1 minute left in the half. There's a header, and it's taken by the keeper, a two-hopper from the 18-yard line by Rachel Van Fossen. So we'll see if the Cowgirls get another chance at it here, as Iowa State can take their time here before halftime. See if they get another opportunity with it here. May not. Iowa State here with a chance in front. Here they come. Here's Munt. Looks to get around a man. If she can get around Saragusa. She left it back on a heel kick, and nobody there but the Cowgirls. They thought one of her players was going to come up from behind. Instead, Saragusa delivers the ball the other way. Westling over on the far wing. It's intercepted over there by Curtis. Then back up the ground with 20 seconds left in the half. They look to turn it. Cowgirls do send it forward, but then Iowa State plays it back deep the other way. 10 seconds left in the half. Neither team's going to get a chance here, I think, before the half ends. Rodriguez, and now with touch there, Morris. Rodriguez sends it deep. That ball headed out, and that's going to take us to the end of the first half as Oklahoma State, at the half, has a 1-0 deficit here to the Iowa State Cyclones here in Stillwater. We will talk with Brooks McKinney of the Oklahoma State Homecoming Group when we come back after a timeout. Also have all the first half stats as well. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
It's probably good that you can't see them in your house. You know, those common organic pollutants that the EPA says make your indoor air up to 5 times dirtier than the air you breathe outside? With an Infinity Air Purifier from Carrier, it won't just filter your air, it will capture and kill up to 99% of airborne viruses, molds, bacteria, and allergens so that you can breathe cleaner air. To learn more about Carrier's Infinity Air Purifier, turn to the experts, B&L Heating and Air Conditioning, online at bnlheatandcool.com.
You deserve quality health care.
But at Stillwater Medical Center, we believe you also deserve an unmatched patient experience that's close to home.
That's why our physicians, nurses, and staff are committed to providing compassionate, quality care.
Right here in Stillwater.
We're here to prove that the best patient experience is moments, not miles away.
Learn more about our commitment to excellence at stillwatermedical.com.
Get ready for some frightful fun. The Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma brings you the Fall Festival, October 26th and 27th at the Iowa Tribe Powwow Grounds, 4 miles south of Perkins on Highway 177. This spooktacular event is open to the public. Have Freaky Friday and scary Saturday fun with carnival rides, games, laser tag, and a costume contest. Tickets are on sale now and are $10 per night or $15 for both nights. Visit nativemarketplace.com for complete details. It's going to be a real ghoulish time.
CBD Plus USA is now open in Stillwater. CBD is the 100% legal medical element of the hemp plant. Studies have shown that CBD can relieve people of all ages from their dependency to prescription medication. Our farm-to-table approach ensures we know what's in our products and that they're made right here in America. Studies show that the use of CBD can relieve symptoms of chronic pain, anxiety, fibromyalgia, sleep disorders, and more. Come meet our knowledgeable staff and receive half off your first product. CBD Plus USA, 1916 North Perkins, right behind Texas Roadhouse.
We're back here in the booth in Neal Patterson Stadium. Halftime, Iowa State with a 1-0 lead, and Shaylin Sullivan with her first goal of the year, a straight-on kick from 35 yards out, is the difference in the match. Brooks McKinney is shorter than I am, but I'm not real tall, is with us here. She's the 2018 homecoming executive, a senior from Spiro, Oklahoma. I know where that is. We visited the Spiro Mountains. My wife and I did a few years ago, majoring in speech communications and disorders. She should sit in this booth for a half with me. She would correct all my flaws. Anyway, you are here to talk about homecoming, and you're one of not just the, but a, right, homecoming executive. There's a group of you guys, as always, and it's homecoming week officially at Oklahoma State.
Yes, it is. There are 9 of us all together. So I'm the executive director over 8 other executives.
Excellent. So you're the head of the head, okay, and that's how that works. How do you all get chosen for those positions?
Right, so we actually submit an application. That's the first step, and then those are graded, and then after that, we go through an interview process.
Okay.
And after that, it's a popular vote with the steering committee from the previous homecoming year.
So, in short, they want to do this, and you guys do a very good job. Now, as executive director, I guess your job is to pull all this together, isn't it? And there's a lot to do. World's largest homecoming, world's greatest homecoming. You throw a name out there, it all sticks, because this is the biggest and best in America.
It is, and we are very proud of that. So basically, just making sure that everybody gets everything done for homecoming.
And it started before school started, really, right?
It did, yeah. We actually started planning on it last November. So we work on this for an entire year.
As soon as the last one's over, they start on the next one. That's kind of how this works. All right. Directly, of course, indirectly, everybody's involved in homecoming, even folks that, like me, didn't go to school here. But how many directly are involved in homecoming that work under you or with your group?
Right. So like I said, there are 9 executives, and then we have about 60 steering members, which help put on all of the homecoming events, and then we have about 116 big committee members, which help execute all of the events.
So that's a lot of students, and again, groups besides that, making sure all the houses do what they're going to do, and all the groups on campus get involved the way they're going to be, and to make sure everybody knows what's going on. So the activities, though, of homecoming directly for the week start today, right? I mean, you have one coming up here not very long from now.
We actually have the sign competition going on right now.
Okay.
So we've got all the signs going up on library lawn, and then we'll be dyeing the fountain at 5:30 tonight.
And that'll be dyed orange. You might figure that.
Hopefully it'll stay that way.
And hopefully it'll stay that way. If we get any rain, they'll have to probably do it over again. But that's kind of how it works. Or, people try to play pranks and stuff. But we got watchers, I'm told, that watch all this stuff. So they try not to have that happen. Okay, so you have events today. There's something every day. Take us through the week.
Yeah, so today, like I said, we have the sign competition and then the orange fountain dyeing. And then tomorrow, we have the homecoming tailgate for students on campus. And then on Tuesday, we have the Harvest Carnival and Chili Cook-Off event. And then
that's
on
out
Wednesday,
the fairgrounds, right?
It is, yep. And then on Wednesday, we have Hester Street painting. This is when we paint Hester Street. And then on Thursday, it's All Night Pomp. And Friday is Walk Around and Homecoming Anew.
And some things that we're doing at Stillwater Radio, we're doing a live broadcast 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. from Pomp Night on Thursday night, Friday morning. So that'll be cool. Then, obviously, we're doing the parade on Saturday from down in front of the Chamber of Commerce. And that'll be on 101.1 KVRO at 9 o'clock. Then, obviously, all-day events, activities throughout the day. OrangeConnection.org, the best way to get the schedule for folks who are savvy online and want to look all this up today?
Yep, that's a good way to look at it. And then we also will be broadcasting the event on our Facebook page.
Okay, and very good. So the theme this year is Cowboys Ride On. Who picks the theme?
The homecoming executive team does.
Okay.
So we will meet and go over all the themes that have previously been there and narrow one down for the upcoming year.
All right. Well, my favorite part's the parade because I get to do that directly, and then obviously I'm working at the stadium, get to see the football game. But for you, what's your favorite part of homecoming? And being a senior, you've been around a few of these now.
Right, yeah. I think my favorite part of homecoming would probably have to be all-night pomp. And being on the exec team, we get to go around to all of the residential halls and all of the Creek pairings and stuff like that. And really, we get to see all of their hard work pay off.
Very good. Brooks McKinney is, again, homecoming executive. She's kind of in charge of all of this directly. Senior from Spiro, Oklahoma. What do you want to do with your degree? Moving on from here, getting a master's? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll be going to graduate school. I don't know where yet, but we'll see about that. And then hopefully one day I want to work with kids.
Very good. Excellent. We look forward to seeing you in and out of the week, and I know you're going to be very busy. They don't get much sleep over here on this campus during this week, and so they'll try to get it caught up a little bit maybe on Sunday. But I look forward to it. Whether midweek will be lousy, but the rest of the week's going to be great like it is today. Should have a great time this weekend with everything going on during the week for homecoming. It's good to see you, Brooks. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Brooks McKinney again with us today, and from the Oklahoma State homecoming group here at Neal Patterson Stadium, our halftime score is 1-0 Iowa State. We'll come back and look at the stats next. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Fuzzy's Taco Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is the official home of the Coach Colin Carmichael Show. Join us every Tuesday this fall to meet Coach Carmichael and discuss all things Cowgirl Soccer as they fight for the Big 12 title. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer on the patio. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's, proud sponsor of Cowgirl Soccer. Be sure to like us on Facebook and download our app for awesome deals.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name. Oh, yeah.
This is Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. Are you having difficulties keeping track of your current medications? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we can help make your smartphone smarter with the RX Local app. Access your medication list and order refills quickly and conveniently. Another free service provided by Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Pregnancy can be an exciting time in your life and an anxious one. At Mercy, helping you get ready for a healthy, happy baby is our life's work. Download our free Baby on the Way guide at mercy.net/OSUbaby. It includes month-by-month plans for prenatal care, home safety, choosing your baby's doctor, and more. Download your free Baby on the Way guide at mercy.net/OSUbaby and know that Mercy is with you every baby step of the way.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Back with you here in Stillwater. Let's take a look at the numbers now from the first half as Iowa State has the lead at 1-0 here against the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Cowgirls were outshot 6-4 in that first half. 6 shots, 3 on goal for Iowa State. Individual number, Shaylin Sullivan with the shot and shot on goal at 26:55 that results in the first goal. And they centered that off of a corner kick, and then the shot from 35 to the far post, and Sullivan with the goal to make it 1-0. Classy Mecklenburg, I should say. I'll get it right. One shot. Cassie Ginther with a shot. Jordan Engel with a shot. And then Maren Munt with 2 shots and a shot on goal. And Munt had a pretty good look at goal there late in the first half in her 18 minutes for Iowa State, as they played a total of 7 off the bench in the first half. Cowgirls played 6 off the bench in the first half, including Hannah Warner. Danny Greenlee went down to the 15th minute of this match on a diving save in the 6-yard square. She was injured, and her status for the second half is probably not going to have a status because I would imagine she is out for the second half, if I had to guess. They brought in Hannah Warner. Warner had 2 saves and allowed 1 goal in 31.5 minutes of play. Cowgirls also played 5 others off the bench, including Tammy Huddleston, 2 shots and 1 on goal, and Rachel Van Fossen with a shot. Cowgirls only had 4 shots, 1 on goal in the first half. Taylor Olson, among the starters, had the other shot. Corner kicks were 4-1 Iowa State. Saves by period 2-1 Oklahoma State. And the fouls, Iowa State with 10 fouls and the Cowgirls just with 2. Oklahoma State was called once for offside. There were no yellow or red cards in the first half. And so it is a lead of 1-0 here at the break at halftime. Looking at some of the scores around the country as far as the Big 12 is concerned, West Virginia has a 3-0 lead at Oklahoma. That game is at halftime down in Norman. West Virginia, of course, played here and won 2-1 on Friday night. At the half, Texas is a leader against Kansas State. That is a 1-0 game. That game is at the half in Austin. And Texas still has a chance to win the league, but they have to win out and get some help from teams playing West Virginia and Baylor. Most likely a win today would give them a chance at 3rd place at best in the league as far as the other games are concerned. And the other game that's going on this afternoon is Baylor and Kansas. That game just started. They are 0-0 10 minutes in. That game is down at Waco. So the other 2 games at the half, West Virginia leading OU 3-0 and Texas leading K-State 1-0. That game in Austin is also at halftime. Now on Thursday, the game's coming up. Again, the regular season ends on Thursday, and then we start the Big 12 tournament a week from today. Cowgirls lose today, and then if they see Iowa State beat K-State and they lose on Thursday, then the Cowgirls are out. They're not in the tournament. But if they win today, or if they win and Iowa State loses on Thursday, then the Cowgirls are in the 8th seed. Kansas and West Virginia at Morgantown play at 6 on Thursday. The other games are all at 7. Kansas State, Iowa State at Ames, TCU and Oklahoma State here in Stillwater, Oklahoma at Baylor at Waco, and Texas at Texas Tech out in Lubbock. And those are the games on Thursday. Then the Big 12 tournament begins on Sunday, and tickets remain for that event. You can pick those up, by the way, online, or you can wait to get them when you get to the event. Either way, it'll work. 1 plays 8 at 11:30, 4 plays 5 at 2, 2 plays 7 at 5:30, 3 plays 6 at 8. The winners play Friday at 4:30 and 7. Championship game is next Sunday, 2:30, and that at the Slope Soccer Village in Kansas City. Tickets are available right now at a couple of spots on the Big 12 website and also at Sporting Kansas City's website. You can also find it there. You can also call for tickets at the Kansas City Sports Commission website. You can call their number, which is 816-389-4153. KCSC.com also has tickets as well. There are 1-day passes and 3-day passes. A 1-day group pass is also available for 10 or more at $4 a piece. Youth Soccer Clinic, a family-friendly fall festival prior to the championship game, and a lot more at the tournament this year. Again, Slope Soccer Village in Kansas City, Sunday, Thursday, and Sunday this year for rounds 1, the semifinals, and the finals of that tournament over the next 2 weekends starting next Sunday. Cowgirls trail here at the half. It's a 1-0 game. They've been in the locker room a long time. The clock's about to run to 0, so we better get our break. And they'll come out to warm up and start the second half when we come back after a timeout. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Kubota tractors and Kubota utility vehicles could have been painted any color, but they chose orange. Why orange? Perhaps for the same reason you support the Cowboys. Orange power, the ability to never say die, never give up. Like the Pokes, overcoming a fourth quarter deficit to win a big game. Kubota tractors and utility vehicles can't be beat. Make that short drive to Kingfisher today, where 4 generations of the Johnson family have been helping customers save money.
When you walk through a hospital's doors, you have high expectations.
At Stillwater Medical Center, our physicians, nurses, and staff understand.
And we're ready to accommodate you.
Our team provides the personal care you expect from a hometown hospital
and supports it with cutting-edge medical technology.
It's the patient experience perfected.
Learn more about our mission at stillwatermedical.com.
This is Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. Don't waste your time enrolling in a rewards or discount program. At Charlie's Discount Drug, our discounts are for everyone, every day. We also have monthly Mason vitamin specials and bi-monthly wholesale price center specials. Save your time and money at Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
How long has it been since you've gone to paradise? When was the last time you had a delicious steak like one at 7 Clans Land and Cattle? When was the last time you saw a great show? Come see us at 7 Clans Paradise.
Play in the scary Spin to Win slot tournaments on Sundays in October. You could win up to $2,000 in cash.
7 Clans Paradise Casino. It's been too long.
Your home for OSU Cowgirl basketball. KGFY Stillwater. Cowboy Country 105.5 FM.
Cowgirls will defend the goal to our right, and play is underway here in the second half as Iowa State will defend the goal to our left. They'll go from left to right. The Cowgirls in the white uniforms going from our right to left as the second half begins, and immediately a foul here on Oklahoma State along the near sideline as Lacey Medelberg is taken down here on the near sideline. They have their starters back in, both teams do, from the first half as the game started. Except in goal for the Cowgirls again is Hannah Warner, as out of the game is Danny Greenlee, and she is done for the day, as again they were making sure on her medical condition earlier as she went down in the 15th minute of the first half. So it's a 1-0 Iowa State lead here as Emily Stile, the senior out of California, out of San Juan Capistrano, that's south of L.A., if you were wondering where that is. That's where the Swallows come back every March. I guess they still do. And it's going to be Stile as we await the official here, Chris Greer, our referee, to set the ball for play. The strike from the near sideline going left to right. Stile will send it into the box. Header by the Cowgirls. Running it down over on the far sideline is Casey Opfer. For Iowa State, they are coached by Tony Minata. They send it into the square, and a one-hopper there on a slight touch by Courtney Powell is taken by the keeper for Oklahoma State, Hannah Warner. Cowgirls were outshot 6-4 in the first half, 3 shots on goal to 1. Huddleston had a real good look there toward the end of the first half, but it did not go in. Now a header at the other end, the ball goes out. It'll be a Cowgirl throw-in. They have Claire Ganser and other starters, J.C. Jones, and some others back in here. As we're in the first 2 minutes of the second half, the Cowgirls again playing uphill at 1-0, looking for the equalizer. Intercepted there by Marion Daniel. Then back the other way by the Cowgirls. They're just trying to play it forward. Here's Grace Yoakum on the near wing to Taylor Olson. Olson, a long shot from way out, and that one ends up in the student section at the north end zone. So a goal kick coming up here for their keeper, who is Dava Switzenberg. Schwichtenberd. She's from Medina, Minnesota, outside of Minneapolis. Cowgirls clear it back the other way. Look to take it forward, but the ball's going to run out. This will be a Iowa State throw-in at about their 6-yard line across the way from us here. About 2.5 minutes gone here in the second half. Oklahoma State trailing 1-0. And one more home game Friday night, or Thursday night rather, against TCU. Here's a deep ball played back by the Cowgirls. Oh, Iowa State intercepts. They've got an open man down the ground. It's intercepted, and it's going to be into the goal square, but it's going to go wide of the far post. That bounced off of Claire Ganser on a shot that came in off the near wing by Courtney Powell. It bounced over the keeper, and the ball trailed away from her, but missed outside the far post, and it was able to be, it wasn't touched. It missed going in by 1.5 foot. It went wide left, as they say in football, and it is going to belong to the Cowgirls on a goal kick. Well, that was close to being an own goal there for Oklahoma State. Iowa State on the attack as they bring it back the other way to a player taken off the ball. And now they're going to run it back up the near sideline here as there's no foul called. Courtney Powell the other way. She's taken down, or another player was, McKenna Schultz. Play on, says the official. The Cowgirls turn it and bring it back right to left. Intercepted the other way and swept out by Inga to the far side. Now played back to the middle by Oklahoma State and knocked back the other way for Iowa State to play it forward. Here's a deep ball by Emily Stile, but that ball to the keeper inside the 18 square on the near sideline. That ball had just enough spin a moment ago to go wide of the post. That would have been an own goal on Oklahoma State. It would have been 2-0. Cowgirls trying to head it the other way. Yoakum sends it into the 18 square. Nobody else down there but the keeper. And 4 minutes into the second half, it is still 1-0. Oklahoma State trailing as the Iowa State Cyclones look to get their first conference win of the year. They tied TCU in Fort Worth. That was way back in the first conference game of the year. And since then, they have lost their last 6. Now we have a yellow card. This is going to be against Iowa State. Looks like they're going to call this on Cassie Givner for a foul at the halfway line. Our first yellow card of the day issued by Chris Greer, our referee. And the Cowgirls will set the ball for play, and Allie Jackson will kick this ball from right to left for Oklahoma State, trying to get something going here with 40-40 left in the match. Still lots of time to get the equalizer here, just a 1-0 game. Iowa State nearly had another goal toward the end of the first half and nearly had an own goal by the Cowgirls a moment ago in this half. Here's the deep boot by Jackson, headed into the air, not cleared out of the square hardly, though. Now it is. Cowgirls look to run it down. They do. Jackson along this near side fights for the ball. It stays inbounds. She's able to take a player away and off the ball. Now to Jones. And from the left side, it trickles into the square. And contact there by Iowa State. They just kick it back out of bounds. Boy, Chris Greer, the officials, letting them play here this afternoon. I say that Iowa State's been called 10 fouls to 2 heading into this half, and now they have at least 3 more in this half. There have been some collisions out there today. Jackson to the halfway line to Saragusa, who plays it back deep. There's Yoakum now coming in onside from the left side. She is just plowed under. And this is going to be a card here on Iowa State. It is a yellow card on Marin Daniel, the redshirt sophomore out of Johnston, Iowa. That's a Des Moines suburb. She played at Des Moines Dowling. And this is not inside the 18 square. It is outside the square by probably 5 yards. To the right of the goalkeeper, Switzenberg. Now, let's see if the Cowgirls, they're talking about it out there. What they want to do is there's some instruction coming from the sideline here from Colin Carmichael. He's talking to his defenders now, but he had a conversation over here on the near sideline with J.C. Jones. She sprinted over and then came right back out after being given instructions. Julia Lenhart will take this inbounds kick, a free kick at the 6-yard line right of the keeper. This is not a corner, not a penalty kick, obviously, from where the ball is being struck. The wind will blow this ball toward the goal square if she bends it at all. Colin acting like he's waving off what he wants to do. Now the kick into the square, a header, and then it is touched by the Cowgirls, and it goes wide of the post. Keeper got up and kind of hooked the ball, but it came right to an Oklahoma State player who looked, and it looked like it was Rodriguez, who tried to head it into the goal square. Instead, it went wide to the left of the keeper. A real good look there by the Cowgirls. We're watching the replay here as the ball is taken on the goal kick at the other end. That might have been Yoakum who ended up in the goal square. Yeah, that's who it was. She ends up in the net. That's how hard she struck that ball. And instead of hitting it square, it went off the side of her head and went to the right of her and out of bounds. Now a deep ball by the Cowgirls played up in the air, and Iowa State just kicks that ball up over the student section, and it bounces off the roof and goes completely out of the stadium. And is going to be touched by the Cowgirls, and so it is a goal kick here for Iowa State, and suddenly they're sending it the other way. They played that ball into Taylor Olson from the far wing, but again, coming in strong, 1v2, they couldn't do much with it. On the near sideline, Iowa State kicks it out. Marion Daniel will throw in. It's off of the Iowa State Cyclones, and so the Cowgirls with a touch here off the throw-in near sideline. Here comes Allie Jackson, center of the ground. She'll shoot from 25 out, and a two-hopper right to the keeper. So another kick here coming up. This will be a punt for Switzenberg with 38:18 to go. Sends it back to the halfway line. A couple of touches there by Iowa State, and the Cowgirls' Elise Hahn just kicks it out of bounds over here on the near sideline. Reminder, our next Colin Carmichael radio show, our final one of the year, will be Tuesday night from Fuzzy's Taco Shop in Stillwater. Join us for that. Those are always a lot of fun, 7 to 7:30, right here on 105.5 and on OKState.com. Here's a deep ball, Iowa State back line. That'll result in a cross, it looks like, here, Medelberg, and the ball goes out for a corner, deflected off of Oklahoma State. This will be the fifth Iowa State corner of the match, taken to the left of the Cowgirl keeper, who is Hannah Warner. And we'll see here what they do with it, as Style will kick this ball, a right-footed kick from the left of the keeper. Here's the strike, and a header goes over the top of the crossbar. Contact there by Ganser. She's slow in getting up. But Iowa State with the opportunity in front, but unfortunately could not get the ball down. It went way up over everybody and out of play, and it'll be a goal kick for Oklahoma State. O-line drive. Iowa State heads it in the wrong direction. Cowgirls try to run it down. They'll have an inbound sideline throw in here right below us in front of their bench. Olsen getting it quickly in for Rodriguez, who gets it in the near corner here for Yoakum, and a big cross in front, looking for somebody in the square. It's cleared away by the Cyclones and all the way back to the halfway line. And here comes Iowa State traveling the other way. They are 2-on-4 plus the keeper. They have a man open, coming open from the left side. Has a chance in front. Shoots, and the ball's deflected by Siragusa. She waited too long to take her shot. Middleburg did, coming in from the far wing. She was open for a moment, had to settle to the ball, and then once she did, the defense caught up to her. Siragusa blocked her shot inside the 18 square. Now the ball out of bounds to the Cowgirls at the halfway line. Yeah, she has to wait to let the ball get to where she can kick it, and by that time, the two defenders got back. Siragusa blocked the shot in front of the keeper at the 18 square. Cowgirls now on the attack going the other way. Iowa State intercepts in front of Rodriguez at the line and brings it back the other way. Middleburg again up the near side. Over here is Ginther, double team. Cowgirls able to work off the ball. And Lenhart will play it back to Elise Hahn. Cowgirls in white going from right to left as they have the ball here in the second half, trailing 1-0 with 35:30 left in the game. There's a deep ball. Iowa State has a man in front, a chance against the defender. Keeper's out of the box, and no chance for the defender, but they're going to call a penalty kick here, I believe, as Warner fouls Middleburg inside the 18 square. They're also going to get a card on this as well. And so the worst of both worlds happens here for Oklahoma State. Not only did they get a card on a foul, but the foul inside the 18 box, and this is going to result in a penalty kick for Iowa State. Well, what else is going to happen today? You just get the feeling this is not the Cowgirls' afternoon. This is, I believe, going to be Ginther is going to take the penalty kick here. Warner can go side to side, not move out of the goal line. This to try to make it 2-1 or 2-0 rather in favor of Iowa State. Cowgirls have to stay outside the 18 square until the ball is struck, except for the keeper, obviously, who's in the goal mouth. Waiting to set the ball for play. Now they whistle. Here's the approach. The shot. Ginther scores on a low dribbler inside the lower left shelf. And for Ginther, that is her, let's see, fourth goal of the year. And it makes it a 2-0 game. Now the road is even tougher for Oklahoma State here in the final 35-20. Not only do they have to get one, they now have to get two. And Iowa State scoring the two here in this second half. This matchup, by the way, today, looking here to see what they have done. A 1-0-1-1, 0-0-2 against TCU in that tie. So this is the strongest it's been since they had the tie a month ago on September 21st against TCU. The Cowgirls send it into the 18 square but can't do anything with it as Iowa State clears it out, now brings it back the other way. Across the halfway line, Hahn trying to run it down in front of the offensive player over there, Middleburg, and does, and kicks it out, and kicks it up the ground. And did we get a foul here? I believe we did on Oklahoma State. Call this on Grace Neville over on the far sideline. A free kick about 10 yards to the left of the halfway line here by Iowa State on their defensive side. They go left to right. A couple of headers by the Cowgirls. They knocked the ball down. Rodriguez played off the ball, but it's picked up in midfield and brought forward by Jones. We'll give and go back to her from Olsen, now taken by Lenhart, and they'll start over again. Rodriguez, the Cowgirls again, right to left of the offensive end, sends it over here on the near wing to Ganser. Blair with two defenders on her, tries to work around one of them, and now a second, and the ball out of bounds. And it's touched last by the Cowgirls as McKenna Schultz was the defender there for Iowa State. So it's a 2-0 score in favor of the Cyclones. That's their highest point total in conference play this year today, and this game isn't over yet. Out of bounds off of Iowa State at midfield. Cowgirls with a throw-in here. Trying to play it back for getting it to within one. Down the near sideline it comes, and it goes out of bounds again off of Iowa State. And yet another throw-in here for Taylor Olsen. Cowgirls are going to sub here first, though, as Cammie Huddleston checks back in. And she will replace Grace Neville, who goes out. Neville has played well in her time on the ground this year for Oklahoma State, the young lady out of England. Huddleston at about the 20-yard line, near sideline, throws it in. Yoakum's immediately double-teamed. Ball saved along the near sideline by Ganser off a touch from Lenhart, who now plays it back the other way. Here is Huddleston, 25 out, center of the ground. Gives it there to Jones. Again, she can't penetrate through the defense, and so it belongs to Ganser now at the near sideline. Claire delivered the ball into the 6-yard square. Cowgirls have a player coming in, and the ball bounces over everybody's head, including the keeper, over past the far post and out of play. That'll be a goal kick for the Iowa State Cyclones. Looked like Allie Jackson was the player they were trying to deliver to, coming in open from the right side. As we look at the replay here, yeah, deep ball there, and that was one hopper just in front of Jackson. Couldn't get a touch or a header on it. Was too deep for him. Now a chance in front here for Yoakum, delivered by Jones. Keeper's going to come out of the box as Olsen came in on that ball from the left wing, and a play there for Switzenberg to make a diving play. Coach Hill punted away again here. In the wind at the back of the Cowgirls here from the south, going from our right to left in the second half. A penalty kick in this half is the fourth goal of the year for Cassie Ginther, and it's a 2-0 game. Back the other way comes Lenhart, the forward end. Out top of the 18 is Rodriguez, delivers it over to the far side. There's Yoakum. Deliverance over there to Olsen. That ball is kicked to the back line. Iowa State will save it and kick it out of bounds, so they don't get the corner out of it. Instead, the Cowgirls about a 4-yard deep throw-in, maybe 6 now from where they'll spot it, over on the far sideline left to the goalkeeper at the north end here with 31:30 to go. There by Iowa State sends it the wrong way, but in the square, nobody home for the Cowgirls, and it's just kicked out of bounds again to the far sideline by Schultz. So the Cowgirls will throw it in again. This is Allie Jackson, same spot as a moment ago. And we have an offsides call, apparently. Cowgirls broke in ahead of the play, and the sideline official calls the Cowgirls for offsides, and it'll belong to Iowa State. So they'll get a chance here, can't forward it. Here's Rodriguez from about 25 out as she got the ball on open ground, and it angles away from the keeper to her right. And it'll be a goal kick for Iowa State. Cyclones with a win today and a win against K-State on Thursday night are in the Big 12 tournament. The Cowgirls would find themselves on the outside looking in. Cowgirls can't see Iowa State clear it now on a drive to the 18 squared by Jones. Cleared away by Iowa State. Now they get it back, the Cowgirls do, but nobody in the center as Rodriguez serves it in. and the ball taken the other way, and now Iowa State will see a foul by the Cowgirls' Saragusa at the other end of the ground, as knocked down there was Ginther, who made the penalty kick a moment ago. Let's see who comes back in for them. Let's see here. Can't see the one number yet. The other number is Hannah Cade, who played earlier. I believe the other player that checked in was Taylor B. Ball's kicked out of bounds. It'll belong to Iowa State at the 20-yard line. Iowa State with numbers to the back line. There's a cross, and taken by the keeper as she balls out of bounds with the ball. That'll be a free kick coming up here. Actually, it'll be a goal kick since she carried it out on the cross by Gifford from the near sideline. So there's Warner's blast way past the halfway line. A couple of headers here. Cowgirls try to knock it down, and they play it forward. This is Ganser. Huddleston gets bumped right here in front. We've already had 2 yellow cards, and I think we're getting ready to have a third one here on Iowa State. Official stops play, and talking here with Marion Daniel. She was the player who had a foul earlier that they talked it over with the official about. Now they're talking with it again. There's another player down there, too, whose number I can't see at the moment. Colin Carmichael's talking to the near side official. The other player was Jordan Enga. He's talking to the near side official, Tony Obis, about why that wasn't a card there. All these officials, by the way, have earpieces and microphones. They can all talk to each other. So if one guy's mic is open, they can hear what the coach has to say from the sideline, which is kind of cool, but it can also get you in trouble, too, if you happen to say the magic word. Colin made his point. Now play will resume here. 2-man wall at the 40-yard line. Sent into the 18 by Claire Ganser. The ball's cleared away for a moment by the Cowgirls. Saragusa up for a header. Now 2 players get tangled up, and they call a foul on Iowa State for dangerous play. This is on Ginther. Already had 2 yellow cards in this second half for Iowa State. Not one here, but a straight-on kick at about 38 out here for Oklahoma State. And Rodriguez will take this with 28:20 to go. 2-0 Iowa State. They have the lead, but Iowa State watching the Cowgirls try to get the equalizer here. Have to worry about onside inside the 18. Rodriguez can deliver it to there and then some. He sends it toward the 6. Keeper a 2-hand punch out. And Switzenberg does that as good as anybody in the league. Rodriguez runs that ball down on the far wing, right side, delivers it left-footed into the box again. Cowgirls with a touch by Yoakum, and it comes to the keeper on one hop inside the 6-yard square. I think she got her head on it at about the penalty kick spot. Let us save there by the keeper, and she'll punt it away. Back to the halfway line. Iowa State knocks it down. Cowgirls run back to the ball, and here they come again. Yoakum up the near side, trying to get square in front of her defender, who sends it back to the near sideline. It was a good delivery there by Rodriguez from the halfway line to try to find Yoakum. Yoakum with a kick back to the sideline off a blast. Now a cross off a left-footed play into the square from the defensive right side, our left as we view it here. Cleared away by Iowa State back to the halfway line. And now to the sideline. Ginther just kicks it out of bounds, and Ganser with a throw it. Again, the Cowgirls down 2-0 as we have 27 minutes left to play in the match. Here's Olsen back line trying to save it. The ball went across the line, and the official finally caught it. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Iowa State. We have subs coming in, or a sub coming in here for the Cyclones. And they finish up with Kansas State, the 2 bottom teams at the moment. That game in Ames on Thursday. And checking back in is Emily Stile, one of their starters, and she replaces Marion Daniel. So a goal kick here for Iowa State against the wind with 26:30 to go. Bouncer comes to the halfway line. They look to clear it. They can't. Ball's played the other way. Crowd right now is kind of quiet for both sides. Obviously about 10-1 Oklahoma State. And not a whole lot to cheer about today. Yoakum on the far wing, offensively to our right on the far sideline. Now dribbles across, sends across, top of the square there to Lenhart. Now out high, penetrating in. There's Rodriguez, a blast that goes wide of the far post. And that didn't miss by much. And so another goal kick here for Iowa State. I might mention that this little time here that the Cowgirls have spent last 3 or 4 minutes, it is about as much offense as they've had today. They had one spurt there at the end of the first half. They had one early in the first half. They had 2 or 3 chances there in the middle of the first half. Iowa State grouped a set of plays together off a couple of corners to get their goal on a blast from way out high. Now a chance for Jones coming in right side, a little cross there at the back line, and that ball is kicked into the student section by Iowa State, and we have a corner coming up here for Oklahoma State. Cowgirls have not had many corner kicks in the last 4 matches. Had a couple today, and Iowa State's had 5. This is going to be taken by Rodriguez. Left-footed kick will come to the left of the keeper at the north end of the ground here with 25 minutes left. Here's Rodriguez's strike into the square, and a header goes over the crossbar. That looked like Ganser inside the 6-yard square had an opportunity for it. Might have been deflected by Iowa State, and it was, so this will be another corner for the Cowgirls, this time to the right of the keeper. This will be Taylor Olson who will take the kick this time for Oklahoma State, sophomore out of San Antonio. Her kick will be a right-footed kick. And again, the angle back toward the square with the wind blowing. That ball is headed by Iowa State before it can ever get there. And now a chance out front in the blast, but I think the whistle had already blown. No, it did not. So this is going to be a goal kick coming up here for Iowa State. Everybody kind of stopped there after Iowa State touched that ball. They may have done it along the back line. I think I missed the replay, though, looking at it. Here it is. I'm going to see if they, in fact, touched this ball along the line. Well, no, the ball was still up in play. They headed it out, and a chance out in front by Jones, and it went over the top of the crossbar and wide left. So a goal kick here for Iowa State. That's the nice thing about having this jumbo replay screen over here on one end of the field. You can take a look at what's going on. And Colin Carmichael still sniping at the sideline official over here about something, and the guys at the table, Tony Obus and Ray Ramirez. It has been a very physical game for Iowa State today. They have really been the aggressor, taking this to Oklahoma State. There's a ball back to the keeper for the Cowgirls by their defense. Now they have to try to work it out on their own end as we approach the halfway point of the second half here. It's 2-0 Iowa State. Goal in the first half, first of the season for Shaylin Sullivan, and then a penalty kick goal, 4th of the year for Cassie Ginter. Now a chance down in front. The Cowgirls, a sliding tackle, and trying to come in on the ball was J.C. Jones, but ended up not being able to kick it forward. Slide was more of a 45-degree angle to the keeper's left, and the ball trickles way wide right. Cowgirl fans wanted to foul there as a player came in over the top but never made contact. Now a foul here again on Iowa State. They're up around 20 fouls now for the match. We'll have numbers coming up here in a moment from the halfway point of the second half. There's deliverance by Ganser to the box, cleared away by Iowa State. Now out to Lenhart. She shoots, and her shot's deflected to the near sideline. Cyclones look to run it down, but can't keep possession of the ball out of bounds to the Cowgirls at the 18-yard line. Cowgirls can't, well, now they finally do, and now it's off of Lenhart, who will throw in the, now they're going to say now it is touched by the Cowgirls, and stoppage in play here by, now they are going to give it to Oklahoma State. I thought that was right, in that it deflected off the defender over here, Hannah Cade. Ball was right down below us on this near sideline, so I had a good view at it from up here. So it will be an inbounds throw-in by Ganser with 22.5 to go, halfway through the second half. Here's a bender that's going to come into the square by Ganser, and it'll belong to the keeper on a one-hop grab. So a goal kick coming up here for Iowa State again with 22 minutes to go in the game. Trying to bend it in from the near side. That was actually Yoakum who took that shot, and the keeper able to make a one-hop play on it. Iowa State now back to the offensive end to our right. They haven't had the ball down here for a while. And a Cade coming in into the left of the keeper. A little cross in front, deflected out by the Cowgirls. Second chance here. Another deliverance toward the square. And a chance for a header, and it goes over the player from the delivery on the far side by Hannah Cade, and it's going to belong to the Cowgirls as they clear it out of the square. Give you some numbers here as Iowa State shots are even at 12 before that last attempt. I guess that would not have been a shot. So it's 12-12 on the shots. Cowgirls more the aggressor here in the second half. It's 8-6 in this half. Corner kicks are 5-3 Iowa State. Fouls are 16-5 Iowa State, and the saves are 2-2. And a yellow card on the Cowgirl keeper, also on J.C. Jones, and also on an Iowa State player, Marin Daniel, who right now is not in the game. Meanwhile, play continues. The Cowgirls look to turn it at the halfway line and play it right to left into the forward end. Couple of touches, and here's Jones, center of the ground. Looks to bring it across the ground. Now sets up Rodriguez back at the middle of the field. Lays it off there to Taylor Olson. Now they send it down the ground. Nobody broke in ahead of the play because it would have been offsides. Instead, it belongs to Iowa State as they keep the possession. Taylor B to the forward end, plays it to the halfway line. The Cowgirls have numbers there and send it back the other way. Olson with a header off of Rodriguez, and now keeps it along this near sideline here, sends the ball deep toward the 18 square. Iowa State intercepts and sends that ball past the halfway line where Elise Hahn has to go back and get it. Warner's made 2 saves, the 12 Iowa State shots, 4 on goal. The Cowgirls 12 shots, 2 on goal. Ginther and Sullivan with the goals for Iowa State. Ginther on the penalty kick at 54-33, and Sullivan with the kick at 26-55 in the first half. And it's a 2-0 game with 20 minutes exactly to go. Cowgirls trying to send it ahead, and J.C. Jones late in breaking for the ball, and it'll be a throw-in for Iowa State here along the near sideline. Cyclones are going to sub again here. Courtney Powell checks back in, starter. She was a sophomore out of LaPorte City, Iowa. And Taylor Wagner, a senior out of Overland Park, Kansas. Kansas City area player back in the match for them off the bench. And she had about 18 minutes in the first half. 19:20 to go, and a deep ball here on the near side is going to be out of bounds to the Cowgirls. Cowgirls lose this game, then they have to win against TCU and hope that Iowa State does not lose or does not win against K-State on Thursday to make the Big 12 tournament. Really, the Cowgirls are playing their way out of a possible NCAA bid. Should they win on, well, today and or Thursday and win a game in the tournament, then they might play their way back in as one of the last teams in. Their RPI is very good. The league's RPI is very good. They might get 6 or 7 teams in. Ball to the sideline out of bounds, and Allie Jackson will throw it in for the Cowgirls at the 25-yard line. Gets it into Olson along the near side. Tries to split the defender. Huddleston with some help down there. Can't do it. The ball goes out to Iowa State. You'd also be on the outside looking in if you don't win out and don't win a game in the Big 12. Even as the 8th seed, you're either going to get West Virginia or Baylor in round 1. That's pretty much determined. Baylor has the tiebreaker, by the way, having beaten West Virginia 2 weeks ago in Morgantown. There's Hahn delivering a deep ball from the halfway line. Olson trying to run it down and to the back line out of bounds for a goal kick. 17:50 to go. Oklahoma State trailing 2-0 here against the Iowa State Cyclones. And back in the match is Rachel Van Fossen for Oklahoma State, senior out of Broken Arrow, played at Arkansas, went to Tulsa Union. And back to play. The Cowgirls try to run out a ball at the halfway line. They're able to keep it. There's a cross in front by Yoakum. And a player down there for Iowa State, Taylor B, makes the save on a header. There's a chance. And another header off the top of the 6-yard square from J.C. Jones as that ball is delivered back in, is taken by their keeper, Swittenberg, about head high. Cowgirls have had balls right at people today. Iowa State had a couple of those in the first half, trying to score a goal. Down to 17 minutes left in the game. Back the other way comes Iowa State. They'd like to get another one. Courtney Powell tries to split two defenders, coming in as a wingman on the near side who ends up winning the ball as a Cowgirl player leaps for it and can't get it. Then the cross is blocked out for a goal kick, or pardon me, a corner kick on the near sideline. Cowgirl player slow at getting up has now made it to her feet, and that's Rachel Van Fossen. This will be a corner for Emily Stile over here on the near side. To the left of Hannah Warner, who's played since the 15th minute because of an injury to Danny Greenlee in the first half. He was involved in a collision on a diving save in the 6-yard square. Here's Stile. To the top of the 6, a header missed by Iowa State, cleared by the Cowgirls. Iowa State has numbers coming up, though, so they'll start the run over again. There's a big blast in front, and Warner just comes out and makes the play on the ball from the far wing. It looked like Cade trying to bend it in from the far side. They'll punt it away. The Cowgirls will drop back to try to get this ball. Jones goes down, pushed from behind. That'll be a foul on Iowa State, about 25 out, straight on to the keeper. Let's see if the Cowgirls can get one back here with 15:39 to go. I think they're going to let Rodriguez take this kick. 3-man wall for Iowa State at about the 23. They have to move back to about the 20. They were too close, says Chris Greer. I can see that from up here, too. Angles to the left. It's almost straight on, but not quite. Menard talking it over. She may set this up. Now they're going to go ahead and let Rodriguez kick it. Now here's her boot. Comes straight to the goal square, and it comes over the top of the crossbar. It ends up in the student section. A goal kick again for Iowa State. As we drop under 15 to go, 30 minutes into the second half, Oklahoma State trails 2-0 here in Stillwater. A season that started off with 10 wins. 10 wins in the first 12 games. Has gone the opposite direction here with a number of injuries. Again, the Cowgirls missing 2 leading scorers for the third or second weekend in a row. Missing a very good defensive player in Hannah Webb, and despite all that, not getting blown out in any games. Cowgirls down 2-0 today, lost 2-1, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1 in their last 4 games that are all losses. And then the other game was a 1-1 tie with Texas here 2 weekends ago. Deflected by the Cowgirls off Iowa State far sideline, and they'll throw it in at their own defensive end over here to our left. Cyclones in their home red and gold colors. Visitors today on the scoreboard going from our left to right. Send a deep ball down the far sideline. Cowgirls run it down. Boy, another collision. Another Cowgirl player goes down hard. There's a foul on Iowa State. Iowa State taking a page out of the Baylor book today, it looks like, and trying to be very physical in this match today. Cowgirls on the free kick from past the halfway line. See Iowa State run it down and send it back the other way. This is Wagner up the sideline. Looks like Elise Hahn will let that just trickle out. She'll take a throw in. 13:20 to go in the match. Score in each half here for Iowa State. This half on a penalty kick. Second game in a row that's happened to Oklahoma State. Ball's delivered into the halfway line, and now Yoakum will play it over on the far wing. Player trying to pass it, falls down, but gets it to Huddleston over on the far side. She's taken off the ball, and we're going to, well, it stays in bounds, and now it's finally kicked out by Iowa State. No, they're going to say it's off the Cowgirls. Down to 12:50 to go in this one. At about 900 here on Friday night. I think we have a little less than that here this afternoon against Iowa State. One more home game. Don't forget seniors are honored after the game here today. And Fossen trying to send it forward, and a player down now for the Cowgirls. I think that's Van Fossen trying to gather herself up as she went down face first into the turf here at about the 35-yard line, and now they're saying bring out the trainer. A foul on Iowa State, and Fossen had left her feet and had a collision with one of the Iowa State players here. So play is stopped with 12:34 left in the match. Thursday night's game will be on 94.3 Pete FM. That's our news station here in Stillwater. Will be streamed online, by the way, at okstate.com and at stillwaterradio.net. As we are streaming our stations now, not all of them, not yet, all of them, but we have that one up and running. May have the others up by the end of the week. And if not, by the 1st of November for sure. You can catch that game on the radio or on the internet Friday night, or Thursday night, I should say, at 6:45. We have high school football on Thursday night this week with Perkins Trine as they travel down to Oklahoma City John Marshall. And Fosson's still laying on her back, and they are helping her to they're helping her to sit up, first of all, making sure she's okay. And now they're helping her to her feet. And she is standing. Crowd is acknowledging that with a nice round of applause and walking off pretty much under her own power. So 12:34 left to play. Cowgirls are down 2-0 here. And Fosson will come off the ground. And they sub here with Claire Ganser, who had gone out earlier, and she's back in. So the free kick will come straight onto the keeper about 35, 36 yards out. And we'll see who takes this kick for Oklahoma State. Looks like it's going to be J.C. Jones. Have to be careful of offsides here as Jones approaches the ball. 3-man wall for Iowa State. They kick it past it. Keeper punches it up over the crossbar. Wittenberg wasn't going to take any chances with that ball with the group coming in on her, and so she just punches it up over the top, and it'll be a corner kick for Kim Rodriguez and the Cowgirls to the left of the keeper with 12:15 to go. Mentioned earlier about the punching ability here of Switzenberg with the ball. Does it as good as anybody, and that corner from Rodriguez ends up on top of the net. So this will be a goal kick for Iowa State. 3 other games in the Big 12 today. West Virginia, OU, K-State, Kansas, Kansas and Baylor. We'll give you scores in our postgame coming up. 11:40 to go. That ball just angled to the top of the net. No chance there. Ball's kicked deep the other way by the Cowgirls from the halfway line, and it'll be a rollout back to Iowa State. May have been a foul here on the play, and we did. This will be on the Cowgirls, so 10 yards to the left of the halfway line. It'll be a free kick for Iowa State with 11:20 to go. Here's the ball kicked deep the other way. Knocked down by really both teams and cleared back to the halfway line. Now a header by Iowa State. Cowgirls have numbers. They turn it, bring it back the other way. Rodriguez. Nice clearance in front to Jones, but intercepted by the Cyclones and sent back the other way. And a player, Saragusa, went down, but bounces right back up. Contact with Iowa State. The Cyclones on offense again. Courtney Powell coming in from the right side to the back line, across, deflected by Ganser for a corner kick. Another corner here for Iowa State. They have been an aggressor today, no question about it, with a 2-0 lead. Casey Opfer, one of their starters, a redshirt junior out of Springfield, Missouri, out of Glendale High School. She's a Glendale Falcon. Comes into the match here as she played a lot in the first half, played about 47 minutes. Started in this second half as well and was subbed out earlier. Here is Stiles' kick to the top of the 18, a header by the Cowgirls. Sends it out of the square, back to near the halfway line. Iowa State pokes it back forward, looks to try to turn it. And Rodriguez gets into the back of the player there, Courtney Powell. That'll be a foul on the Cowgirls. So a kick from 25 out for Iowa State, maybe 30 from the near side wing. And so this will be an angle to the left for the keeper with 9:50 to go in the match. Cowgirls about to see their losing streak go to 5 in a row here if they don't right the ship in a hurry. 2-man wall for the Cowgirls. Indirect kick comes to the near corner. Instead, it's going to come to Cade. Anna Cade a 1v1 here in the corner. A little touch pass back to the man helping her over here was Wagner off the kick. Out of the sideline, that's going to go out. And this is going to be on the back line, going to be a corner kick for Iowa State. It went across the back line. And so Stile will again have another corner from the left of the keeper, Hannah Warner. Down to 9:13 to go. Dial with the corner coming up here as we drop below 9 minutes left in the match. 2-0 Iowa State. Here's her strike into a header that goes up high, and we've got a foul here. And I think, nope, it's going to be over the back line. There was a collision off a header in the box, but they let them play, and it'll be a corner. No, it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Oklahoma State. Warner quickly setting the ball for play, gets it back into the offensive end. Cowgirls are running out of time. Here's Jones. Allie Jackson sweeps it across to the 18 square. Coming in was Yoakum, but it's cleared out by Iowa State. They anticipated what the Cowgirls were going to do. Out of Ganser, near wing, way out high. Delivers it to the far side of the 18 square, where it's run down over there by Sullivan, who had the first half goal for Iowa State. Back before the halfway line, Hahn sends it back in. A header by Oklahoma State, no by Iowa State, two of them, and now a third by the Cowgirls. Keeps the ball in front of the 18 square at the 25, Rodriguez. Gets around one man, then another, but can't get around two more, but does deliver it to Huddleston. Cammy, over on the far wing, gives it to player coming in on that far side who was taken off the ball. It appeared to be Grace Neville coming in from the right side, but she was taken off the ball. Iowa State delivers it back to the halfway line with 7:40 to go. It goes out of bounds, and another throw-in for the Cowgirls. Iowa State deep kick looks to send it back the other way. That ball may have already been out. It was. And we have a throw-in coming up here for Oklahoma State with 7.5 to play. It's 2-0 Iowa State. A penalty kick here in the second half, and a goal in the first half is the difference in the match. Iowa State trying to run down a header that they deliver outside the square, and Tasker sends it ahead. 1v3, though, against the Cowgirls. Trying to come down inside was the player there for Iowa State, unable to split the scene. Now the Cowgirls back the other way. They send it forward. A chance for a header by Jackson off a corner from Yoakum. The ball's cleared out by Iowa State to the short of the halfway line and sent back in. Time for the short touch there was Jones. It was blocked away by Iowa State twice. Ganser comes up and intercepts. Left wing sends it back into the 18 square. A header by Iowa State. Now a chance for Jones in front. Turned away by the Cyclones and blocked outside the box again off a header. And they'll start again here with 6.5 to play. Ganser from about the 40-yard line brings it back out for Jones. The deliver around a man. Shoots, and a line drive to the far post is taken by the keeper about waist high. And a good play there by Witzenberg to send that ball through a crowd. She'll punt it away. 6:13 to go in the match. 2-0 lead here for Iowa State. Cyclones look to turn it at the halfway line after the Cowgirls got a touch. Now they'll bring it ahead. They have numbers playing forward. It's 5-on-5. Oh, a nice intercept. Coming up from behind was Yoakum outside the halfway circle, or the center circle, I should say, to take the ball away. Now it's brought down to Jackson. They turn it the other way, 2-on-3. Jackson around one man, shoots, and that ball goes wide of the far post. That ball just angled away. If it had been straight, it might have caught the post, missed the keeper, and been a goal, but instead, the hook was to the right from the left wing, and it goes away. Goal kick for Iowa State as they sub in a couple of players. Wagner, who had gone out a moment ago, is back in, and Cassie Ginzer, who has the penalty kick goal in this half, also checks back in. Keeper just missed touching that ball for a corner by 3 inches, and the ball missed going in the square by about a foot for a goal inside the net. 5 minutes to go in the match, 2-0 Iowa State. Cowgirl losing streak is about to hit 5 in a row. It's been a while since this team has had that many. Deep ball delivered. Iowa State trying to clear it out of their own end. This is Taylor B. back to the halfway line. Ball's headed straight up in the air. In through with a touch. Nice sliding tackle, but was able to get the ball out in open ground. But here's Courtney Powell to run it down left to right in the forward end here for Iowa State. Oh, and a nice play defensively by Siragusa to run it down. And now to Rodriguez, who will look to deliver it in the center of the ground to Yoakum, but a header in front of her is knocked away by Iowa State. And the ball out here into the crowd on 2 hops into the seats. And a throw in for the Cowgirls with 4:15 to go. Another kick out of bounds by Iowa State. Let's throw in here for Rodriguez. Now for Allie Jackson at the 18-yard line as that ball went out of bounds. Colin Carmichael saying, everybody play up here. Everybody play up at 2. They leave Hahn and Saragusa back with the keeper. Now the ball goes out of bounds on the near sideline to Iowa State. Off of a throw-in. They'll have another throw-in themselves here. Rodriguez intercepts in open ground. Spin move around the man. That was a nice move. Delivers a shot to the 6. And a line drive shot right to the keeper. 3.5 to go in the match. And Oklahoma State still trailing 2-0. Cowgirls, though, have been the aggressor here in the second half. Difference being they were down 1-0 at the half, and then the penalty kick obviously added to that. They've had about a half a dozen good looks at goal here in the second half. That's as many as about 2 or 3 games combined here in this streak. Ball's delivered. Iowa State trying to send it out of the Cowgirl offensive end, but it's kept in by Ganser. Now Jones runs it down. Defender ahead of her. Jones falls down outside the 18. Loose ball picked up Ganser. Shot was blocked. And now a sliding tackle to the sideline. Iowa State with the touch. They may have a player injured. And we got a stoppage in play here as players down for Iowa State as the ball came to the sideline with 2:51 left in the match. This may be a situation where on Jones' sliding tackle to try to save the ball for play, she hit the shin of Casey Opfer, and it is her right leg that they're going to check out here over here on this right side, or our left side, the defensive right side of the 18 square, so we have a stoppage in play here. Jones did not get a penalty on that play, did not get a card. Cowgirl should have a throw-in coming up here with Claire Ganser in just a moment, but check out the right shin, the right ankle. And these girls wear shin guards, obviously, but the area below that guard, the top of the foot, the ankle area, is not necessarily, unless you've got a brace or something on, is not necessarily protected very much. So you take a sweeping kick, and I don't know the miles per hour on the force of the blow, but imagine being kicked in the shins without a shin guard, and you kind of get the idea. Doesn't feel very good. And again, a legal play. They're going to try to help Casey Opfer to her feet. Richard Jr. out of Springfield, Missouri, and it's her right leg, and she can't even put any weight on it. So they'll bring her over here to the near sideline. They're going to sub in Marion Daniel, the redshirt sophomore out of Johnston, Iowa. Des Moines area player who will check in. Ames, of course, just 30 miles north of Des Moines. They have players on their roster: Minnesota, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, California, South Dakota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Missouri, Colorado, all over the country. It was a foul on Jones, now that we look at it again, and it's going to be a free kick here for Iowa State for Taylor B. inside her 18-yard square with 2:51 to go. The Cowgirls with a 2-0 deficit here at Iowa State, and now walking off under her own power but limping is Opfer. Here's the kick by Iowa State up the near sideline. Headed forward by the Cowgirls by Rodriguez, going to go out of bounds and throw in, and now a collision, another foul here, and another free kick. Well, the Cowgirls running out of time with 2.5 to go. Rodriguez angle left to the keeper, kicks it straight on, and keeper gets bumped in the box off the ball, but is able to hold on to it. The foul is going to be on Oklahoma State. I think they had a player coming in for a header from the far side. And the collision there, I believe that was Yoakum. Everybody up and okay, but they'll feel that one later. Just misconnecting one way or the other. Here's a free kick by Switzenberg. A minute and 50 seconds to go. Knocked down by the Cowgirls. Can they save it along the far sideline? They do with Grace Neville. Now back to the forward end here. Here is Huddleston around the man, trying to get a play forward. It's blocked away by Iowa State. Back to the halfway line for OSU. Now sent forward here. along the near sideline for Rodriguez. The ball played to the halfway line. Saragusa can't keep it in bounds. Well, maybe they did. I guess they did. No whistle. Down to a minute 20 to go in the match. Rodriguez in front of her own bench below us here. Now to Huddleston. Tries to get around her defender. Defender falls down, but we get a foul on Huddleston, and that's why. So with a minute 10 left, Iowa State's going to win this, their first Big 12 win. The Cowgirls' losing streak's going to go to 5. They have not won a match in 3 weeks. They tied Texas and getting ready to lose their 5th in a row here. Here's a chance out front. Nice play for Yoakum. Shot is blocked from the far side. That shot was blocked by Sullivan, who scored earlier. 40 seconds left in the match. Cowgirls on a throw-in on the far sideline now. They get it back to the top of the 18. A chance here for J.C. Jones, who delivers it into the square. That ball to the back line. It's going to be kicked out of bounds, way out by Iowa State. This is going to be a corner for the Cowgirls here with 20 seconds left. Jackson, left-footed kick into the square. A header knocked away. First by the keeper. Cowgirls cannot get Yoakum on the ball. Now they strike it again with Jones from outside the 18. Down to 10 seconds left, and that's going to do it. I don't think the Cowgirls are going to get another run at it here. Iowa State kicks it the other way. That's the ball game. And the Cyclones come off with a first conference win of the year as they defeat the Cowgirls here this afternoon, a 2-0 final in Stillwater. And the Cowgirls' hopes now are dwindling of even making the Big 12 championship. We'll come back and discuss all that more with the stats after a timeout. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Brandy Moore, pharmacist at Tiger Drug, 825 South Walnut in Stillwater. My uncle, Calvin Anthony, who owned Tiger for 47 years, recently turned over the business to me and other pharmacists who work here. We want you to know we have every intention of continuing the same tradition of quality, personal, caring service you've come to expect at Tiger Drug. From all of us at Tiger Drug, thank you.
Central Electric Cooperative would like to thank our members who have shown that hard work pays off by providing feedback in the recent ACSI survey. Your opinion has landed Central at the top of the utility industry average scores, and we thank you for that. Visit the Central website at www.mycentral.coop and learn the many ways Central is becoming the next generation utility. Also be sure to follow Central on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching for My Central Co-op. Central Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
CBD Plus USA, now in Stillwater, is here to provide safe, all-natural relief. CBD is the 100% legal medical element of the hemp plant that is helping millions around the world find relief from numerous conditions. Our farm-to-table approach ensures we know what's in our products and that they're made right here in America. Studies show that the use of CBD can relieve symptoms of chronic pain and dependency to prescription medication. Visit our location in Stillwater behind Texas Roadhouse and we'll give you half off your first product. CBD Plus USA, exclusive retailer of Colorado Cures.
Kubota tractors and Kubota utility vehicles could have been painted any color, but they chose orange. Why orange? Perhaps for the same reason you support the Cowboys. Orange power, the ability to never say die, never give up. Like the Pokes, overcoming a fourth quarter deficit to win a big game. Kubota tractors and utility vehicles can't be beat. Make that short drive to Kingfisher today, where 4 generations of the Johnson family have been helping customers save money.
Well, this one comes to an end as it's a 2-0 win here for the Iowa State Cyclones as they defeat the Oklahoma State Cowgirls here this afternoon. Looking at some other scores around the Big 12. This game started later, so at halftime, it is Kansas 1-0 over Baylor. A game being played in Waco this afternoon. West Virginia defeats Oklahoma 4-0, or 4-1 now is that score. That's the final in that one. And West Virginia picks up another win in the league. And the other game of note, Senior Day down in Austin, as the Longhorns roll against Kansas, and they win by a final score of 4-0. So all shutouts today so far in the Big 12, one way or the other. As, again, West Virginia wins it 4-1 over OU in Norman. Baylor, though, is trailing at the half 1-0 to Kansas. And then the other game, the final, Texas 4-0 over K-State. So That would make West Virginia now 7-1. Texas now 5-2-1. Kansas right now is leading, but again, they're 4-3. Tech with a win. Tech is not playing today. TCU not playing today either. Oklahoma with a loss today now 3-4-1. That's Cowgirls now are 2-5-1. Iowa State's now 1-6-1, and K-State lost today, so they are 0-8 in the league. Here are the numbers on this one. Shaylin Sullivan, off a corner kick, a straight-on shot from 35 yards out at 26:55, gives Iowa State the lead 1-0 in the first half. And in the second half, Cassie Ginther at 54-33 off a penalty kick. For Sullivan, it was her first goal of the year. For Ginther, it was her fourth. And it was a 2-0 score on the final. And again, the first conference win of the year for Iowa State and just their third win of the season. They have not won a game since beating Iowa at home back on September the 7th. They've gone a month and a half themselves without winning. Cowgirl losing streak now is 5 losses in a row after a tie. The numbers on this one, Iowa State was outshot 18-13 by the Cowgirls. It was 14-7 Oklahoma State in the second half. They very much took the game to the Cyclones. Just could not find the back of the net. Iowa State had 8 corners to 5 for the Cowgirls, but the Cowgirls even with them in corners in the second half. Fouls were 19-9 Iowa State. Cowgirl goalkeeper Hannah Warner played 76 minutes today and had 2 saves and 2 goals allowed. Danny Greenlee got hurt in the 14th minute. And their goalkeeper, Switzenberg, had a shutout today and had 6 saves, picking up her third win of the year. She's played every minute goal for Iowa State this year. One offsides call on the Cowgirls. There were 2 yellow cards on each team, all of them in the second half for Iowa State and for Oklahoma State. We'll look at the individual numbers coming up after a break. The Cowgirls being honored downstairs. Senior Day today for the seniors. Rachel Van Fossen, Haley Woodard, Marlo Zoller, and the senior Megan Royal, who is listed as a junior, but eligibility-wise is a senior, and so she is a part of graduation. Senior Day today as well here in Stillwater. Attendance today, by the way, 718 here at Neal Patterson Stadium. More coming up on Postgame. 2-0 Iowa State. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Fuzzy's Taco Shop on the Strip in Stillwater is the official home of the Coach Colin Carmichael Show. Join us every Tuesday this fall to meet Coach Carmichael and discuss all things Cowgirl Soccer as they fight for the Big 12 title. All game days start at Fuzzy's with its casual, fun atmosphere, Baja-style Mexican food, and ice-cold beer on the patio. Feed your addiction at Fuzzy's, proud sponsor of Cowgirl Soccer. Be sure to like us on Facebook and download our app for awesome deals.
Chris's University Spirit on Campus Corner in Stillwater, Oklahoma is proud to be your one-stop Cowboy shop since 1986 and proud sponsor of Cowboy Athletics. Be sure to come see us at 3rd and Knobloch and sign up for a chance to win tickets to an OSU sporting event with VIP treatment. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and remember, you can always shop online at chrisuniversityspirit.com. Go Pokes!
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Pregnancy can be an exciting time in your life and an anxious one. At Mercy, helping you get ready for a healthy, happy baby is our life's work. Download our free Baby on the Way guide at mercy.net/OSUbaby. It includes month-by-month plans for prenatal care, home safety, choosing your baby's doctor, and more. Download your free Baby on the Way guide at mercy.net/OSUbaby. And know that Mercy is with you every baby step of the way.
Back at Neal Patterson Stadium in Stillwater, let's look at the individual numbers on this win by Iowa State today. 2-0, a goal in each half for the Cyclones as Iowa State again with the shutout today. Here are the individual numbers. Shaylin Sullivan a shot on goal, and a goal. That was her first of the year, by the way, came in the first half. Leslie Metalberg with 3 shots. Cassie Kinder with 2 shots, a shot on goal and a goal, and that penalty kick, her 4th goal of the year. In the second half, Courtney Powell with 2 shots, Jordan Engel with a shot, and then off the bench, Taylor B with a shot, and Taylor Munt with 2, or Marin Munt, I should say, with 2 shots, a shot on goal in the first half for Iowa State, for their head coach, Tony Minata. Colin Carmichael's Cowgirls, much more the aggressor in the second half, just couldn't find the back of the net. Grace Yoakum with 2 shots. Hallie Jackson played well again today, 4 shots, 2 on goal. Julia Lenhart with a shot. J.C. Jones, 3 shots, 2 on goal. Taylor Olson with 2 shots. And Kim Rodriguez, 3 shots and a shot on goal. Off the bench, Cammie Huddleston, 2 shots, a shot on goal. Rachel Van Fossen with a shot. So 13 shots, 4 on goal for Iowa State. 18 shots, 6 on goal for the Cowgirls. But it's a 2-0 win for Iowa State here this afternoon. We'll wrap it up after a timeout and look ahead to Thursday to close out the regular season here at home. This is Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.
Get ready for some frightful fun. The Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma brings you the Fall Festival. October 26th and 27th at the Iowa Tribe Powwow Grounds, 4 miles south of Perkins on Highway 177. This spooktacular event is open to the public. Have Freaky Friday and scary Saturday fun with carnival rides, games, laser tag, and a costume contest. Tickets are on sale now and are $10 per night or $15 for both nights. Visit nativemarketplace.com for complete details. It's going to be a real ghoulish time.
Are you looking for a little more comfort in your life? Call the expert, your Carrier dealer. Carrier dealers are the authorities at getting peak performance from your heating and cooling system. So call your Carrier dealer first. He has ways of making you very comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
B&L Heating and Air Conditioning. Find them online at bnlheatingcool.com.
Whether you're looking for a burger before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowgirls win with the family, University Dining Service has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants on campus, there's something to feed every cowboy. Fresh sushi daily, 100% local, never frozen burgers, Oklahoma favorites, and more. At our table, you're always family. So pull up a chair and dig in. Visit dining.okstate.edu for more information. University Dining Services, where the Cowgirls dine.
Are you tired of calling your pharmacy to see if your prescriptions are ready? At Charlie's Discount Drug, our customers can receive a text message, an email, or even a phone call from one of our staff informing them when their prescriptions are ready. Call Charlie's Discount Drug at 624-3535 for more information or sign up today at 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name.
Back here in Stillwater for the final time at Neal Patterson Stadium for today. Oklahoma State falls 2-0 to Iowa State. So it sets up, well, pretty much an almost must-win situation for the Cowgirls on Thursday night. And here's the scenario. Right now, Oklahoma State is 2-5-1 in the league. Iowa State is 1-6-1. So the Cowgirls right now are in 8th place in the league. Iowa State's the team that can catch them, though. If they win against K-State at home on Thursday, and the Cowgirls lose to TCU here in Stillwater, Iowa State would then be tied with Oklahoma State and would own the tiebreaker for 8th place. They would make the Big 12 tournament, and the Cowgirls would not. They'd be on the outside looking in. But if Oklahoma State can beat TCU, or if Iowa State loses to K-State on Thursday, then the Cowgirls get into the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City. They'll have the early game at 11:30 a week from today. The other games on Thursday, Kansas at West Virginia, and that could be important as far as seeds 1 through 4 are concerned. And Oklahoma at Baylor, that can be important also for the top seed. It could also be important for Oklahoma trying to move up after losing today, but they're most likely the best they could finish is 5th. And then Texas Tech and Texas, and that game obviously also for the middle group and upper group as well, as Texas still has a chance of finishing 3rd. And right now they are 3rd in the Big 12. Keep in mind, Baylor and West Virginia, if they end up both 7-1 after today, Baylor beat them 2 weeks ago in Morgantown, so they would have the tiebreaker and be the top seed for the tournament. But if Kansas was to pull off the upset and beat Baylor today, that would give West Virginia the number 1 seed, at least for now. as they'd move a game ahead of Baylor in the standings, 7-1 versus 6-2. So we'll see how all this plays out. And again, you can follow along scores and other things here with us on Thursday night. We'll be on the air on 94.3 Pete FM here in Stillwater on OKState.com and also on our website at stillwaterradio.net for the Cowgirls and TCU as the Horned Frogs come in. TCU, a reminder, tied Iowa State. That's Iowa State's tie in the league this year after their win today, and a final of 2-0. We'll be on the air at 6:45 for the broadcast on Thursday night. Final score today, Iowa State 2, Oklahoma State 0 from here at Neal Patterson Stadium in Stillwater. For our studio coordinator, David Silver, I'm Bill Van Ness. You've been listening to Cowgirl Soccer from Learfield.